Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone studios. In NFL news today, edge rusher Tyus Bowser, who visited with the Titans earlier this week, is signing to the Seahawks practice squad. Baltimore Ravens tight end Mark Andrews returned to the practice field for the first time since being involved in a car accident back on August 14th. Earlier today, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid ruled wide receiver Hollywood Brown out for Thursday's season opener against the Ravens with the shoulder injury. And according to Adam Schefter, the Chargers have reached an agreement with kicker Cameron Dicker on a 4-year, $22 million extension that includes $12.5 guaranteed. In college football this weekend, tonight, number 16 Oklahoma hosts Temple. On Saturday, number 1 Georgia hosts number 14 Clemson. Number 10, Miami heads to the Swamp to take on the Florida Gators. Number 20, Texas A&M hosts number 7, Notre Dame. Vanderbilt hosts Virginia Tech. And number 15, Tennessee hosts Chattanooga as Nico Iamaleava makes his first regular season start for the Vols. And then on Sunday, number 13, LSU takes on number 23, USC in Las Vegas. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. And if you're wondering why I say that every day because if your feet hit the ground, which obviously they did, if you're listening to us, then it is indeed a beautiful day. Dawn always pushes back on that, but she is not here. She is in Austin, Texas. Slay Dog is here, though.
I'm in the building. Yeah! This car ain't got no roof. This car ain't got no roof.
Are you there yet?
No. Am I there yet?
I mean, I know you're headed there, but are you
Shout out to Ice Cube, man, because Are We There Yet was a great movie by him.
On point.
Good job, Zeph.
Zeph setting the bar high.
Zeph's there. Zeph's already ready. I can see that right now.
What up, Zeph?
Now, what up? Slay.
What's up? Talk to him.
I got a problem with you real quick.
Wait, before you have a problem with Slay, Iamaleava?
Iamaleava.
I like how you played that.
There you go.
I got a problem with you, Slay.
What you got? Zeph, you've never had a problem with me, though.
I know. It's the Friday before the season opener, and you're not wearing a lick of orange right now.
Ooh, that is a good point.
That is true. And this is my thing.
Nor am I.
I got an announcement, Zeph.
Oh.
I got an announcement.
Announcements
Presented
by your mom and them.
Yeah, man. So on behalf of my mom and them, listen, man. I've been asked that question 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times today. And my response to everyone, I waited till we get on the show. I told everybody, walking through the streets of downtown. I was over in the Gorge area earlier. Then I shot over there on Charlotte. Give me a nice little BK shout out.
Wait, what'd you get for BK?
I got me a crispy chicken, extra mustard, extra ketchup, extra onions, no mayonnaise, no tomato, onion rings instead of fries.
Have you ever ordered anything as it is?
Hell no. But this is the thing, y'all. I told the people over there, man.
What'd you tell the people over there, man?
Listen, dog. What you got to understand is it ain't got to be on you. But what it got to be, though, y'all.
What's that, Slay Dog?
It got to be in you.
In you, Slay Dog.
Yeah, the orange got to be running through your veins. And listen, man, I lived by this, man. I live by this. If you want to be about this life, you tat it on you. I got it branded on me. I got it all the way running through my veins. So if you've been on Rocky Top any time in your life, if you happen to go to school there, if you gave them a parking ticket fine, if you went up there and played a little ball up in TBA, if you went over there to Lindsey Nelson, but if you really went over there in Neyland, or if you was in the old Stokely, or before all of that was happening, if you just happened to be walking up them big old steps going up to the top of the hill and you had a class up there for no apparent reason and you was late a lot. I'm telling you right now, it is in you. You ain't got to put the orange on because when they see me coming, they see Vol Nation coming. And you can put that on the board, book them, because that's all we know is go Vols.
Oh, yeah. Slay Dog is loud.
Hell yeah, I'm ready.
And full of
Let's roll, baby. Now let's start the show. Let's get it on.
Will you have orange and white on tomorrow?
Whole lot of it.
I do love that tat, man. That power tee with the checkerboard.
The checkerboard in that bad boy, man. Hey, listen, hey, man, you want to be about that? You better be putting on you.
When did you get that done?
I got that in...
While you were playing up there?
No, nope. I only had like 8 when I was playing up there, then I went overboard.
Overseas and overboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you were bored.
Yeah, exactly. I thought this is like my third year pro.
I got you.
Yeah, I had to have representation of the power tee on me, so.
It's like, Tupac with the thug life.
Come on, man.
Same thing.
It is what it is, man. You got to roll with it, man. It is a lifestyle. This ain't nothing that you can, listen, this ain't nothing that you can choose or go gray area. It is already born in you, see? You know what I mean? I heard Zach earlier, man. Shout out to him and B-Hop did a good show.
Great job.
Great show, excuse me. He was like, man, listen, when you're born in Auburn, Alabama, or you're born in Alabama, you either choose Auburn or Alabama.
And once you do, that's it.
And that's what it is. Ain't no swaying back and forth.
Nah, you ain't swaying back and forth.
See, this right here, what we do, though, when you born in Tennessee, it's automatic. You can go down there to West Tennessee you want to. Listen, I was born down there. I understand that. But if you want to be right, you want to be doing it the right way, you got to go over to UT. And you know where that resides, y'all?
Where's that reside?
In East Tennessee. Go Vols! There you go, Zeb. I like you. You're quick on the trigger.
Slay Dog.
Yes, sir.
Who is the real UT?
The real. Who's the real UT? I tell you who it ain't. How about that? It ain't the big.
You want to start there?
Yeah, first of all, it ain't what Babs is right now. You know what I mean? Covering the game down there in Austin. It ain't down there where they got the little Longhorn who can barely move with the long spears that they go down on. Yeah, you see it. All you little natives out there that been hitting me up, you see it. Yes, sir. I make sure I put it down. Horns all the way down. It's only one UT, and everybody knows where they reside, and that's in East Tennessee.
Loved college football action last night. Had 2 TVs going, and you and I were calling each other. Thank God for Colorado having Shedeur Sanders as quarterback. Because without him,
hey man,
that defense again is a problem.
I was wondering though. I was wondering when I watched them last year, and the offensive line was terrible.
Bad. Man. And now they have the number 1 offensive tackle in the country?
And he was solid.
Better than last year.
Yeah. But, man, that pocket was crumbling all around him, and he did not blink. He stood in there and delivered the dot.
No one was sacked more last year than Shedeur Sanders.
It looked like it won't be nobody sacked more than him this year, too.
But, man, he would stand in there and deliver that football. Man.
He's standing. That boy NFL ready, man. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't believe. Sure. I didn't believe all the hype. Man, good God.
Well, because he's not tall. You know what I mean? And he doesn't run a lot.
No.
But for a guy that doesn't run a lot, he can manipulate the pocket really well.
He's elusive, man. But he can deliver that ball.
So that's a fun team to watch. Travis Hunter with what 3 touchdowns?
3 tutties. The man came off the field, for 2 snaps. Not on offense. Not 2 snaps on offense. Not come off the field 2 snaps on defense. The entire game, he came off with 2 snaps, man.
So they have a deal worked out where he says, for those that don't know, Travis Hunter plays wide receiver and cornerback for Colorado. And they have a deal worked out where he tells the coaching staff when he's tired. Otherwise, they just leave him out there.
That's too real, man.
And 1 snap he missed because his helmet came off.
Yep. After catching it and getting the first down.
Yeah.
He fell down, caught it, signal for the first down, and had to come off the field. Man, that man is a maniac out there.
So Shedeur Sanders for Colorado, I think they play Nebraska next week, so that'll be a test.
Then after that, you know what they got?
Colorado State. Shedeur Sanders, 26 of 34, 445 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now going against an FCS school, but it doesn't matter with him. He's that good.
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't know Dalen Hayden was on that team.
Oh, yeah. And you know who else that we kind of forgot about? Oh, you talking about Nebraska?
No, Colorado.
Colorado, yeah. Will Shepherd.
Will Shepherd from Vanderbilt. Yep.
Man, he got a receiving core. Travis Hunter, what is it, Jimmy Horn Jr.?
Jimmy Horn Jr., yep.
And Will Shepherd, hey, man, I don't know what you do, man. You better get to Shedeur. Because if he get any time, man, them boys, woo, and he is picking them apart.
Missouri won last night 51-0. Brady Cook 218 yards and a touchdown. Arkansas 70-0 over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Taylor Green.
He looked good. Now, it was Pine Bluff.
Now, he does have, like, remember yesterday I said completion issues, like completion percentage issues. He was like at 57%. Yep. He is that guy. Like, he still struggles with that. Mm-hmm. But against that competition last night, and the way he ran around the field, like he was in Super Tecmo Bowl. I'm going to go way back.
Super Tecmo Bowl.
I mean, from one sideline to the other, back to the middle of the field, into the end zone. Like, I mean, cheat code. Taylor Green. That was fun to watch. Coming up tomorrow in the SEC, number 14 Clemson and number 1 Georgia in Atlanta, the Aflac kickoff game. That is at 11 a.m. on ABC. Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt here in Nashville.
Let's go, Vandy. 11
a.m. ESPN. We'll get into that game a little bit later, as we will with this one as well. Number 15 Tennessee hosting Chattanooga, 11:45 a.m. on the SEC Network. And you can catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone. By the way, Vanderbilt a 13.5-point underdog. Tennessee a 38.5-point favorite. Chattanooga, as we said, top 10 in the FCS preseason poll. But that's a tall ask going to Knoxville. So many things to watch for from a Tennessee perspective. By the way, NC State struggled yesterday. They ended up winning by 17 points. Tennessee and NC State play next weekend in Charlotte. NC State trailed Western Carolina in the third quarter. Before putting on the gas and getting it done. Texas hosting Colorado State, 2:30 ESPN. You can catch Dawn Davenport on the ESPN broadcast. She'll be on the sideline in Hookhamville tomorrow at 2:30 on ESPN. Miami and Florida.
Yes.
So Miami's favored by 2.5. But the Football Power Index predictor thing has Florida with like a 57% chance to win. How about that?
Man, Savage swayed me back. I was feeling like Florida, but Savage swayed me back listening to their show this morning.
Well, it's Cam Ward. Cam Ward for Miami is one of the best quarterbacks in America.
Right.
I'm still leaning Florida, though.
You think it's going to be ruckus down there? Man. I know it's going to be nuts.
They want to win so bad.
They need to win so bad.
And they've been hearing all offseason about how, 4.5 is their win total.
Yep.
And all of those things. So, I'm really looking forward to that game. Old Dominion at South Carolina, 3:15 on the SEC Network. South Carolina favored by 21. Eastern Kentucky at Mississippi State. Our good friend Walt Wells with the Eastern Kentucky Colonels at 5 o'clock on ESPN+. Mississippi State favored by 24.5. Western Kentucky goes down to Alabama. DeBoer's first game. Alabama ranked 5th in the country. They are a 31.5-point favorite over the Hilltoppers. Furman at Ole Miss. Ole Miss ranked 6th. Highest ranking for them since, 1970 in the preseason poll? I think that's right. Mississippi Ole Miss favored by 42.5. Your game, 6:30. ABC, number 7 Notre Dame at number 20 Texas A&M. A&M favored by 3. You've been all over that game. I will be too. Alabama A&M at Auburn, 6:30. Auburn favored by 47.5. Southern Miss at Kentucky. Kentucky by 27, 6:45 SEC Network. And then on Sunday, USC and LSU battling it out in Vegas.
Yeah.
LSU -4. Todd Furman said go the other way.
I listened to him today. I listened to Bet the Board.
All right. We are underway. All right, let's get into Tennessee and Chattanooga. Josh Ward talks UT football as Vols host Chattanooga at 11:45 tomorrow. Josh Ward from the Sports Animal in Knoxville next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Now, let's get some holistic stem cell therapy because I know you're going tailgating. Yeah, you're going to these games. That means you got to do a lot of walking. Ain't no time for inflammation to be holding you back. And you be telling people, go ahead, man. I'll be waiting at you. I'll be waiting at the tailgate when you get back. No! You need to get in there to the arena, man. Kellum Stem Cell Institute is going to take care of all that. Get your holistic stem cell therapy. And yeah, I'm fired up. I don't know why I'm reading the spot like this. But guess what? I'm going to stay fired up like this throughout the rest of the day. Your body, your cells, your solution. That's the energy. That's what's going to happen when your stem cells get in your body and attack the inflammation. Knock it right out. I'm going to go in there aggressive like that. Get rid of congestive heart failure, autism, or arthritis. It don't matter. Go in there and set up a consultation today. I'll be calm. 615-850-4415. Now, that's as calm as I'm going to get. I'm going to raise it back up. It's KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Get over there and knock out inflammation.
All right, I want to tell you about Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. My friend Bob Lyons, they've got a Labor Day special going on because they want to help you out, right? So I had them come and do my outdoor lighting in my backyard, in my driveway. We put a light in on the driveway for safety and so the kids could play basketball once it got dark there. And we absolutely love it. The backyard has been absolutely transformed. We can enjoy the area that we poured into as a family, and it is unbelievable what a difference Bob and his team made out in that backyard. That Labor Day special, 6 months, same as cash for any current or new quotes for landscape lighting, good through Labor Day. Reach out to them. You can always stop by their offices, 2215 Dunn Avenue, right there near the fairgrounds in Nashville, Tennessee, or easy to get them online. That's the easiest way to schedule your consultation. They'll do a free nighttime design demonstration, by the way, to show you how Outdoor Lighting Perspectives can beautify and enhance your home and landscape. That is outdoorlights.com/Nashville.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Don Davenport will be back on Monday. We will be broadcasting live on Labor Day. We'll be here for you to wrap up the weekend of college football. It's going to be fun. One of those games, obviously, Tennessee hosting Chattanooga. Josh Ward joins us from the Sports Animal in Knoxville. One of the hosts of Josh and Swain. Swain is the other host of Josh and Swain. So there's that. Josh, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. I heard this morning they were talking about it's always the Jason Swain show, which I agree with. So a couple times today I made sure really it's the Jason Swain show, and I appreciate him having me along. He'll also be mad at me for saying that.
Scoring point guard. Scoring point. People ask me like my job responsibility. I'm like, I lob passes and look for my shot every once in a while. That's
Lob City. If I get to the free throw line a couple of times, I'm happy to try to knock him down. But we're a Jason Swain day away as well. So today's always a big day. One day away, he rocked the number one for Tennessee.
Yes, he did. He was a hell of a player and all-around good guy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Tennessee and Chattanooga tomorrow. Tennessee, a 38.5-point favorite, ranked 15th in the country. Chattanooga comes in ranked number 8 in the FCS poll, favored to win the SoCon. 11:45 a.m. Central. You can catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone. How excited is your market, the Knoxville, as a market for football season to begin?
Yeah, so excited. And the energy, I don't think, is really slowed down. Maybe late July, early August, you got school starting back up and people are kind of spread out. But you get to this point in the month, you get to the end of August, Tennessee was in a position for a few years where it's like, they might go 5-7, 6-6, maybe 7-5, and people would still be excited for the start of the season. Now the conversation is, I think 10 or 11 wins. I think college football playoff. I think maybe SEC title run. Like, that's part of the conversation right now. That is a different level of energy. So we were out on a remote today with our show, and the people where we were just talking about Knoxville feels a little different when it's a football Friday. Even after watching the baseball team make a run to winning the national title, or when the basketball team was doing what it did, the energy is there really 12 months out of the year, but it's different with football, and it's heightened right now.
Yeah, it's interesting when I've talked with, like, obviously I have a lot of friends that are Tennessee people. And, ultimately they're always like, well, what do you think about this season? And I'm like, well, if I break it down, there are 4 games. If they split them, they win 10, right? But Vegas has them at 8.5. It was 9. Vegas has them at 8.5. They have them at 6th in the SEC. So, in terms of like where Vegas thinks Tennessee is a little different than where Tennessee fan thinks they are. Who's right, I guess, is the question.
Yeah, so with all the people that think 10-2 or better, I've said, hey, if you're really confident, and I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but there is an opportunity to make money with your confidence. So the put your money where your mouth is, that's there with a real golden opportunity. And I asked Swain a week ago on our show, did I get caught in the August trap? Because he and I had both been kind of in the 9-3 range, maybe 10-2. We talked about this at Media Days, and I think we talked about 9-3 maybe being a cop-out, maybe not according to the odds makers at this point. But last week I said, you know what, I think they'll go 10-2. But I did, Brent, kind of do what you mentioned there. I broke it down to, I said 5 games. So NC State, Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, Georgia. Can Tennessee go 3-2 in those 5 games and then avoid any major upset? Because that's what it would be in the other 7. It would be, there'd be double-digit favorites, I think, in any of those other games. They have to go to Arkansas. That's a little bit tricky, but that would be a big upset, I think, if Tennessee were to lose that game. So if they can manage 3-2 in those other 5 that I mentioned, I think that can get them to 10-2. So 8.5 feels low. If Tennessee goes 8-4, and it's not because of some serious injury, like if Nico gets hurt, that changes the conversation. But 8-4 would be a tremendous disappointment, I think, to everybody connected to UT, fans, the coaches, the players, people in that building that are working every day to do a lot better than that.
Yeah, and listen, we've been told by our gambling people like not to get too caught up in the first game, like let a couple of data points hit before you get overly excited or pessimistic. But man, watching NC State last night, I think Tennessee's going to run them.
That's an example probably of what they're talking about. You do have to be careful. but
that's it.
Josh, a lot of people have reason.
right. Yeah, there's a reason that point was made, Brett. But who wasn't watching NC State's offensive line kind of work its way through the game and think, okay, well, James Pierce Jr., And those guys in the middle, Amari Thomas and Omar Norman-Lott and Bryson Easton, and the depth of bodies that Tennessee will have on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Who wasn't watching that thinking that's a huge advantage for Tennessee if it carries over into next week? Now, Tennessee has to go show what it can do. And if Tennessee, for some reason, limps along the way over 4 quarters on Saturday, we might reset the conversation. But I think Tennessee's going to win next week, and we'll talk about that then. But the confidence for Tennessee and Tennessee fans grew last night because of the way NC State played and at times struggled against Western Carolina.
Josh Ward with us from the Sports Animal in Knoxville, breaking down Tennessee Chattanooga, which we haven't done yet.
Josh, I love that you hit on people saying it feels different. And the reason it feels different, and I'll say this, especially in my era, without question, but because, man, regardless of what you do, the sport that butters the bread is football. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, it's okay for everybody else to set the table and everything, but nobody's going to eat. Everybody will sit at the table with their fork and spoon in hand, pounding on the table, waiting on football to arrive. And that's where we are. I think that, for me, is the feeling when you're looking at what's going on up there. Baseball's at the table. Basketball's at the table. The new hire with the Lady Vols, Coach Kim, they're at the table. Softball's at the table. Track and field, like everybody's at the table, and the pounding is getting louder. Josh, like how do you put a blanket on that a little bit to kind of temper temptations of going all the way off the ledge of this thing?
Well, from time to time, I try and realize that is a failed attempt every time. So I stop trying, and I allow what's going to happen with the excitement and the build-up to just work its way through. And then if we need to reset at some point, we'll do that. Yeah. And all those sports you mentioned, the coverage there, the excitement, the connection with fans, I think it's amplified. But also, if football weren't back in the position it's in right now, where it's being talked about as a preseason top 15 team, as a potential playoff team, they went 11-2 last year, selling out season tickets months ago. If that weren't happening, is Tony Vitello a $3 million baseball coach, the highest paid coach in the country? Probably not. So I still think football is lifting up because of the success it's had.
Yes.
And now I think Josh Heupel looks at it and says, okay, we need to be next. He has really high expectations for himself, for his team. We've talked about the confidence he has in this group. I think that's genuine. And then they just have to go out and do it. And Ron, when you were at Tennessee, the expectation was at least go compete for championships. And now the conversation has changed a little bit with the 12-team playoff. Like the preseason talk for Tennessee football this year is louder and more excited among the fan base than it has been in a long time. I think the only real comparable preseason conversation is 2016 when the Vols were picked to win the East that year as a preseason top 10 team. But even then, it was a 4-team playoff, and it was known how difficult that would be. Now there's the 12-team opportunity. Be one of the top 11 because you'll get a group of 5 team in, but it's the opportunity, it's the personality, it's Nico, if we're being honest too, what he will be able to do individually. All of that, though, adds up to just an incredible amount of excitement and probably more confidence because basketball went to the Elite Eight, won another SEC title. The baseball team won the national championship. So some of that fear that can still exist, I think it's a little lighter than it was just a couple years ago.
Okay, you've been up there in the mix, Josh, and let's talk about the guy that's not really being talked about that much, who doesn't have a lot of weight on his shoulders, and that's a guy like Dylan Sampson. Like, I was going to go Nico there, but Dylan Sampson, man, is a guy who's itching, it seems, to have that breakout season when you sit behind guys like a Jalen Wright. You see what Jabari Small, all of these guys getting their opportunity to get to the next level, and it's like, man, I know they talking about Nico. I know they talking about Brew. I know they talking about Squirrel, but, I got something to say.
Yeah, we were talking earlier today that the passing game for Tennessee just continues to get so much attention, and it should be talked about. Nico should be talked about. Right. I'm not saying that it shouldn't, but there probably should be more shared conversation with the importance of the running game, what that does for this offense, and if that's the case, that brings us back to Dylan, who I think is really eager to show what he can do as RB1. He started to show us in the bowl game. He had a really good performance against Iowa.
Yes.
And think about the start of last season against Virginia. He comes out, has 4 touchdowns. He's wearing number 6. Fans are making the comparison to Alvin Kamara. We know that he's a playmaker. Now he gets an opportunity to carry the load a lot more, at least, than he has before as a part of a 3-man group. This weekend's interesting, though, because they were very careful with him during the offseason and during fall camp, and they also needed to get some younger guys some reps, some more work to get them ready. Let's see what happens this weekend. So I don't know how much Dylan Sampson's going to play. I'm sure he wants to be in as long as coaches will allow him to carry the football, get his touches, get his yards, try to get in the end zone. Right. But they have Deshaun Bishop, who has, I think, earned an opportunity to show what he can do. Cam Seldon is back. Let's see how much work he gets, because he was just elevated to full contact within the last couple of weeks, probably,
right.
And then a freshman in Peyton Lewis. So they need to get those guys work. They have to protect Dylan Sampson, but make no mistake, he wants to be on the field, and if he is, he's going to make plays in this offense.
I think when you look at the wide receiver position, they're going to trot out starters, that's for sure. But there are going to be plenty of reps to go around, right? As they try to figure out like what the rotation is moving forward. How do you think that works itself out in terms of how many receivers they use, like when we get into the conference schedule and things like that, Josh?
Yeah, that's the real question, because I'm sure they'll play a lot of guys tomorrow without much hesitation. I think that's the case across the board. As long as the game goes about as planned as coaches think, then they're going to play as many guys as possible. But the competition at receiver is more real this year. There wasn't much of it last year. Like Dante Thornton, we've talked about him coming in, and he essentially had a role right away. He showed up as one of the best athletes on the team, but he was there at the slot position as kind of like their big four a year ago, and he just didn't have a great season. I think he's better now. He's in a better spot, but he's also had to compete. Chris Brazzell comes in and makes the competition better. Chaz Nimrod is a year older, and Caleb Webb is. They've made the competition better, plus Squirrel and Brew coming back from injury. They'll help kind of lead the way. Nathan Laycock is that guy that I think they really like how he's progressed. I, right now, doubt that he is a part of that rotation. Then there's Mike Matthews. So we're talking about 6, 7, maybe 8 guys that they are legitimately happy with if they were to be used, but they're not going to play all of those guys, I don't think, in SEC play. So I don't think tomorrow answers that question. I don't even know if the NC State game does, depending on how it goes. We'll find out, but they've talked about going 5, 6 deep, being deeper in the rotation. But at some point, the players have to show the coaches on the field on Saturdays that they deserve that opportunity. It's not going to be all about what happened in July with summer workouts and with August, because we've seen the coaches like it to be a little bit shorter. The players, I think, in game action are going to have to prove to the coaches that they want that rotation in the SEC to be deeper.
Josh Ward with us on 3HL. I think the secondary is kind of like the wide receiver position. They're going to throw a lot of guys out there. A lot of guys are going to get reps. Maybe it matters who starts. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But that's an opportunity for a lot of guys to earn more playing time as we go through the season. Yeah,
that's a spot where I don't think the confidence in the secondary is where it is with the wide receivers, player by player. But there are guys that they really like Jermon McCoy, a transfer from Oregon State. They really like him. I think that the coaches believe they got the right guy coming in the transfer portal. Ricky Gibson, who was dealing with a hamstring injury in the middle part of camp. So let's see what his status is for this weekend. You got to be careful there. They need him. Jordan Matthews is a second-year guy, just like Ricky Gibson. And then the guy that we get questions about, that fans are talking about, maybe as much as anybody besides Nico or James Pierce Jr., is Boo Carter. Fans are so excited to see Boo and what he can do, one of the most talented or most athletic freshmen in the country. But there's also Christian Harrison, who to this point has earned the coach's trust to where he's the next one up, with Jordan Thomas lost for the season at Star. But this is a game where both should play. So Christian Harrison is going to have to play well to hold off Boo Carter, because he has talent, he has playmaking ability, but he's a freshman, and how much is the defensive staff going to trust a freshman there in the secondary? Safety is a question going in. So they have a lot of guys. They're really deep, but it's a whole new secondary from what Tennessee had a year ago. That, I think, is easily the biggest question among position groups heading into the start of the season.
One thing that I think we seem to leave out a lot of times, because you get a high-powered offense, you get a guy like James Pierce, and they tend to overshadow guys. But Coach Eckler and his special teams, like you saw a guy last year who was itching to make a play every time. And I think, didn't he get picked up with the
Seahawks, I think? No, not the Seahawks.
Somebody on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Somebody on the West Coast.
D. Williams?
Yeah, D. Williams.
Seahawks.
Seahawks, okay, yeah. So, who fills that void? Because I think last year that was some of the things that kept them in games and kind of took over games for them as well, and kind of put them away.
Yeah, so during the spring and summer, I think that's another area where fans said, let's see Boo Carter return punts because of his playmaking ability. And before he arrived, part of the conversation was, is it defense or offense for Boo? Because he's such a special playmaker with the ball in his hands.
Yep.
But I think starting out, I think it's Squirrel White, a guy who's older, more trusted. If they're trying to get Boo ready to help in the secondary, they probably want to take a little bit off his plate and not have him thinking what he's doing as a return man along with in the secondary. Maybe that changes as the season goes along. But as a punt returner, I think Squirrel White, who's also a playmaking guy at the wide receiver position, he's older. He knows what he's doing on offense. So I think that's where the trust is right now. And again, we'll see over the next 3 months. The place kicking position is one that's been brought up a lot. So it'll be Max Gilbert to start out in that role, handling field goals and extra points. It wouldn't be the worst thing, as much as Tennessee wants to put up touchdowns and score as many points as possible, to have an offense stall out. We've talked about that a number of times over the last week or two. While hitting a field goal against Chattanooga is not going to completely simulate what happens when you have to go to Norman in a few weeks, getting some real game work in front of a big crowd would be good. Remember, Jackson Ross came out last year, struggled a little bit early on as the new starting punter, and as the year went along, he was perfectly fine. Now they have a ton of confidence in him. Getting Gilbert some work as the place kicker, that is another one of the questions at the start of the season.
Good stuff, Josh, man. It's going to be fun to kind of watch how it all plays out tomorrow, and then next week we'll talk about a really good, really big game against NC State. Thank you, man.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
So Josh will join us on Fridays throughout the college football season to break down Tennessee games, and we appreciate him. When we come back, the Brazil game in the NFL. Packers and Eagles, two green teams that can't wear green. We'll tell you why and get Slate's perspective on how he understands how important that little deal is. Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? It's Big Slate coming to you, and I'm telling you about Shoney's, man. I grew up on it, and I still go there now. Why? Because it's forever changing. You even put a guy like Chef Eric involved who tinkers with the menu just so much to make sure it keeps the friendliness, the hometown vibes, the family vibes, but all being affordable when you can take your family in there, sit down, get you a good Shoney's meal. It's been delicious and been trending for over 75 years, so why would they stop now? It's always fresh, always delicious. It's time to eat. You can go to Clarksville, Dixon, Lebanon, and on Donaldson Pike in Nashville, right there by the airport. They even got a bar in there, y'all. And I ain't talking about the fresh food bar. They got that too, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But they also got the bar. So if you're not making it up to the game, you're not going to a game, get there. They got TVs all in there. You'll be shocked. This is the place that you grew up on. This is the place you'll continue to love. And be sure to top it off with that world-famous hot fudge cake. You know I would. Shoney's, make sure you get there. It's delicious.
Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. If you're thinking about that next new vehicle, these are your guys. If you're in the process, definitely include Gupton, because when you go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where the process will end. With them, just tell them what you're looking for. More space, better gas mileage, maybe a little cheaper month to month. Just let them know what you're looking for. They will point you in the right direction, and you will be good to go. Take your test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. Address, phone number, inventory, all the deals they have going on right there at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Again, if you've been thinking about it, maybe you haven't started the process, start there, it'll end there, and it'll be that easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, a beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
You ever wonder why so many pro athletes go and use stem cell therapy? Because it works. I'm Ron Slate, retired 14-year pro basketball player, and I needed to get this done. After I went through my entire career riddled with injuries, I needed therapy. So I went to Kellum Stem Cell Institute out in Franklin. Why? Because they're the stem cell specialists. They can be yours too. They're the stem cell specialists of the Tennessee Titans. You know why? Because it works.
Make an appointment today with Kellum Stem Cell Institute.
HL 104.5 The Zone, Britt Doherty, Ron Slate. College football Saturday coming up tomorrow, man. Game day live in Aggieville, College Station, Texas A&M hosting Notre Dame. Riley Leonard, the quarterback for Notre Dame, transfer from Duke, going against his old coach, Mike Elko. Now at the helm at Texas A&M. A&M fans have been a little quiet.
They have.
Makes me wonder if they got something going on.
I just think they're a reflection of their coach. Coach kind of go blue collar, go about his work. We'll show you when we get on the field. No expectations, but we have expectations within the locker room. And I think, who knows Riley Leonard better than his former coach? Now, I do believe Marcus Freeman will let Riley Leonard go wild. We're going to see how that goes with a different type of offensive line than he had at Duke. So
this is a big year for Coach Freeman.
Huge year.
And so, and A&M, despite being ranked 20th and hosting a top 10 team, they are favored in this game by 3. A&M gets the win. That's a huge jump for them and kind of an adjustment in terms of where they're ranked. Not that matters, but we all pay attention to it. So that is one of the games that we will certainly focus on coming up tomorrow. 4:45, Parsley. You going to be ready?
Man, you better believe it on the Parsley going to be ready.
A little source close to me indicates we might have an intro for the Parsley.
You think so? Well, I would love to hear it. I can't wait.
Make sure you hit the like button. You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
F&M Bank Chat wide open. I'm wearing a Better Than Ezra t-shirt, which is a rock band from the 90s that is still rolling and rocking and all of those things out of New Orleans. And Kevin Griffin, the frontman lead singer of Better Than Ezra, lives in Nashville and is a great dude. And he's the guy that put together Pilgrimage Festival. But M. Bob writes on YouTube, Brent, every time I think about Better Than Ezra, I remember the Norm Macdonald joke on Saturday Night Live. In music news, number 1 on the college charts this summer, Better Than Ezra. Number 2, Ezra, which is always funny. And we play that clip for Kevin when he comes in usually. And he probably will again this year to get you guys ready for Pilgrimage Festival. Dave Matthews Band.
And I will, you know what? I'm going to do better than yesterday.
Better than yesterday.
Yeah, my Parsley let me down yesterday.
Not better than Ezra. Better than yesterday.
Just better than yesterday, man. Jacksonville State, I don't know what made me go with you guys. Shame on me. I thought the home team would
they're better. They're better than they displayed yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But
that's Rich Rodriguez.
I know.
He was the coach at Alabama before Nick Saban, and then he slept on it and decided not to take the job. Next thing you know, dominance.
And then Colorado, I said money line, and my dumb butt went and put them minus 10.5. I knew that was a trick.
You did one of them money line, and the other.
But this one I did wrong.
Minus 10.5. They won by 11.
And they would have had it. They didn't let them score on that last one when the defense ran.
They didn't win by 11. Yeah. They led by 11 and then gave up that late touchdown.
The defense turned their head, and the quarterback just scampered in for 20 yards.
He ran past players that weren't even looking at him.
Like, everybody just guarding the man. Like, come on, y'all. What are y'all looking at, dog?
Face guarding.
Sheesh, this ain't basketball.
That's how bad Colorado is on defense.
It's tough.
Know that. That's why the defense coordinator was like, watch your guy. It happened multiple times. Like, you do your job. Watch your guy.
Yep, and the D-line didn't get there. I'm going to see the adjustments that Warren Sapp make.
Little baby Sapp.
D-line, no, big baby Sapp. Another one, oh, no, I have it ready. I already got my Friday one ready, but I got to get my Saturday together. I got a 14-part slate for everybody tonight. Let me see what the time.
Here's the thing about the parlay.
Say 6 Central. So
if you put $10 on the parlay, even though, like, the first time I really looked at everything, I saw Jacksonville State down 31-10. I was like, well, I don't.
That's what I did. The same thing, dog. Like, man, don't even matter, man. Anymore. Jacksonville State ain't put up a fight early.
I've been there. That's a nice stadium.
It is. Shout out to my guy, Lamarcus Fitzgerald Jr. He goes there now. Transferred down.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, do his fifth.
I did a TSU Jacksonville State game down there.
Mm-hmm. But they let us down, man. But you know what?
What, Slade?
This one right here.
What, Slade?
Now, I tinkered with it.
You tinkered with it?
I tinkered with the line a little bit on these, y'all. So I found out you can't buy a couple of points. Excuse me. It's like a inhale burp. Have you inhaled a burp?
Yeah, because we're talking into microphones and you don't want it to go out there.
Yeah, that's why I did it. Yep.
Yeah.
So, I tinkered with two lines. I tinkered with Oklahoma's line, and I tinkered with Florida Atlantic's line. But the other ones I left the same. So, be prepared. All I'm going to say is, what I got down, $50 get you $500. Just saying, y'all.
That's what's coming at 4:45?
That's what's coming at 4:45.
Wow, okay.
Then we have to do the other one for Saturday.
So, okay. Green Bay and Philadelphia. Packers and Eagles.
Yes.
Two green teams.
Yes.
They are playing in Brazil on September 6th at 7:15 p.m.
Right.
There's a problem. No one can wear anything green in that stadium in Brazil.
Yeah, it is. And I asked y'all.
But it's not.
What did I ask y'all?
You knew the reason before you even asked the question.
I promise I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
And y'all explained to me.
Well, like everything else, I know like half of what the real thing is. So I was like,
I think.
I think it goes to soccer. Like, I think it's a soccer thing.
But then you laughed after you said it.
Yeah. I laughed at myself. Listen, if I can't laugh at myself, I mean, nobody would be laughing. So I said, I think it's a soccer thing where you can't wear green because the rival soccer team of whoever plays in that stadium wears green. And then Zeph verified it.
Yep. And then guess what?
You understood.
I understood.
You've been in that soccer world.
Without question. And they do not play that, man. I mean, I was in Portugal. The year I played in Portugal, in Lisbon, it is 3 major teams in Portugal. One is AC, I can't think what the green team name is, but they're in Lisbon. But
AC Milan?
No, that's Italy. But the big team in Lisbon is.
We really need to do a geography bee on this show.
Absolutely. That's the team, and I'm gonna look it up right now, so I can make sure I'm all the way right.
Wait, Zeph's got some breaking news.
What you got, Zeph?
So the reason I sent
it's not really breaking. It's breaking to us.
Yeah. So the reason I sent this is is because the Eagles announced earlier this morning their uniform combo for this Brazil game, which is a black helmet on a white jersey with black pants, something that they've never sported before in the NFL. Well, the Packers also put out their uniform threads. They are going with their green jerseys and their yellow pants.
They're just dying to be the villain.
Now they silly. They're going to get booed again. They automatically the underdog.
Booed and stuff thrown at them. And somebody might light fire on their sideline.
Yeah, this is a real thing.
Everything's possible.
So
no
is this just going to turn out for a home game for the Eagles?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
They decided to take the green off their uniform for the week?
Oh, 100% of the people will be for them.
So
that's a bold move by the Packers.
No, yeah, I mean,
what else were they going? They can't do 2 white jerseys.
They just go yellow and yellow
Do
jersey.
they have a yellow? Do they have a yellow jersey?
Oh yeah, they got throwbacks.
That's right. They do.
Better.
They do.
Yeah, they got money anyway. But this is the thing.
They're doing it just to mess with people.
That's what they're doing, and they're gonna get messed with. So I was Jordan Love. I'm taking everything against them. I'm putting everything on the Eagles. But when I was
That's
in
bad
Portugal,
karma stuff, isn't it?
automatically,
Yeah.
they know what to do playing with the country like that. So Benfica is the club that I played with. They're a red team. Also in the same city is a team called Sporting, which is a green team. In the north was Porto. They were a blue team. You could not be seen wearing, especially on game day, if you're in Benfica in Lisbon, wearing green or blue. If you're in Porto, which is in the north of Portugal, their colors are blue. You better not be wearing red or green. It is amazing, dog. Like, they will not let you out the city. You better not go to the store or anything. You ain't making it back without some little lumps or some nicks on you. I'm guaranteeing you, man, it was a different way of life. And I didn't believe it. And then I went to a game. I went to a game in Benfica, and it was, woo.
You quickly believed it.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, soccer fans internationally, or
It's different. It's different. And I respect it. I actually love it because it gives you that college feel. You know what I mean? Had a good time with that, man.
All right, when we come back,
Benfica!
L'Jarius Sneed, Titans cornerback, on the Pivot podcast says the AFC South better be worried about the Titans. We'll play that for you next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? This is the time to get to Generator Dave with Cove Generators, man. Holla at them. Get in on the special offer. You got 1 day, people. You hear me? 1 day to make the call. 1 day to hit Generator Dave up and let them know Bab Slay, 3HL. We've all been letting you know this is the time to use our name to get you a special offer. It's $500, might I add. Now, understand, you can get the early bird discount as well if you're going to jump on it now. The best deal in Tennessee. Generator Dave will make sure of that. And financing is now available, so it's more affordable than you think. Now, certain terms and conditions do apply, but just understand, you mentioned Generac standby home generator at least once. I promise you, you're going to be like, oh, Generator Dave, he just pops up, kind of like Beetlejuice or something. Give him a call at 931-559-3311. Get your Generac automatic standby generator. CoveGenerators.com. Stay connected through it all.
Taking Surf Landscape Supply. I'm sorry, I was just laughing with Slay about Beetlejuice. Got distracted there. Don't say it one more time. We just said it twice. Dig and Surf Landscape Supply. As the season begins to change, it's about to get cooler. It's not going to be 100 degrees forever. We're getting rain tonight. You need to know how to manipulate that lawn. Trey Hartsook is here from Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. DigginsSupply.com, the website. Trey's got more. Trey, what's up?
Hey, Brett, I'll tell you what, man. Speaking of Beetlejuice popping up, I'll tell you what else pops up. The proven TurfFest technology is only available at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Everybody asks, hey, what's the difference between the grass seed you sell and then the grass seed I can go get at a box store or something like that? Well, everything that we sell here at Diggins Supply, it's been tested, right? It's drought-resistant, fungus-resistant, the grass seed that you really need for this area. So if you haven't thought about where you're going to get your seed from this year, give Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply a shot. That time is right around the corner. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it'll be here before you know it. Also, Brent, now is a great time to take advantage of some special sales that we're doing across the board at every single one of our stores, getting rid of some equipment, cutting some cash deals on some stuff. So, hey, maybe you need to do mower, blower. Doesn't matter. We can get you taken care of. Stop in and see us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Convenient located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lamar, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
Good afternoon. It is 3:59, almost 4 o'clock. I'm Joe Spinato from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. And NFL news today, edge rusher Tyus Bowser, who visited with the Tennessee Titans earlier this week, is going to be signing with the Seahawks practice squad, so you will not see the edge rusher here in Nashville. Baltimore Ravens tight end Mark Andrews returned to the practice field for the first time since being involved in a car accident on August 14th. Fantasy owners, you might be interested in that one. The Ravens are bringing back Pro Bowl quarterback Tyler Huntley back to their practice squad after he was released by the Cleveland Browns. And then earlier today, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid ruled wide receiver Hollywood Brown out for Thursday's season opener against the Ravens with a shoulder injury. And then earlier this afternoon, according to Adam Schefter, the Chargers have reached an agreement with kicker Cameron Dicker on a 4-year, $22 million extension that includes $12.5 guaranteed. Let's take a look at the college football slate this weekend as Week 1 continues tonight. In the SEC, number 16, Oklahoma hosts Temple. On Saturday, it's number 1, Georgia, taking on number 14, Clemson in Atlanta. Number 10, Miami heads to the Swamp to take on Florida. Number 20, Texas A&M hosts number 7, Notre Dame. In the game day game of the week, Vanderbilt hosts Virginia Tech. And your number 15, Tennessee Volunteers host Chattanooga as Nico Iamaleava makes his first regular season start for the Vols. Then on Sunday's action, the only game, number 13, LSU taking on number 23, USC in Las Vegas. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What up, 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you. We are on the air in the Music City, raining downtown. It's still a beautiful day, though. You know how I do it. You know how we roll. Dawn Davenport, not here. She is in Austin, Texas, but she can still have a voice.
Thank you, Babs.
On the show.
We appreciate you, Babs.
What did she say? Yeah.
She loves the Vols.
She's at the other UT. Texas hosting Colorado State, 2:30 ESPN. You'll see Dawn Davenport in her boots. She said she was taking her $1,000 boots to Texas.
Those boots are made for walking.
And she's doing a piece on Bevo. I'm like, dude, don't walk around Bevo with $1,000 boots on.
That's just what they'll do. She out there, though. I saw the picture. I told her to send us one to the group, man.
I haven't seen the picture.
I saw it on our store, our Instagram store.
All right.
Come on, Babsy.
She'll be back on Monday. We are doing a live show on Labor Day, just for those that are wondering, because got a lot of college football to break down on Monday.
Whole lot.
Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building. This car ain't got no roof. This car will not have a roof.
Last break, I said, hey, Slay, it's raining. He goes, yeah, it's been raining for like an hour.
I mean, if you just look out there.
YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. You can watch the show live. F&M Big Chat is open. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll visit with our friend Danny Kannell, former Florida State and NFL quarterback. I wish Dawn was here because she would give him. Yeah. They give each other so much crap. And with Florida State losing in Dublin, she would have unloaded on him.
Yeah, buddy.
They play Monday against Boston College.
Try to give them a couple extra days to get back and get acclimated. So hopefully that works.
Locally, Austin P at Louisville, Saturday, 11 o'clock.
Ooh. P, what you going to do?
Let's go P. Louisville, a 36.5-point favorite. 6 o'clock, Tennessee Tech at MTSU. The opener for Derek Mason as Blue Raider head coach. We talked with him on the training camp practice field the other day.
We sure did, yeah.
Said the front end of the schedule was challenging.
Said he enjoying it, though.
But he loves it.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
And he said that there was more there roster-wise than he thought when he took the job. So he's really excited about it. And, if you're looking for something to do in Middle Tennessee, hit on that game, or Mississippi Valley State at TSU. You can hit on that one at 5 o'clock. TSU favored by 19.5. By the way, the Blue Raiders are favored by 24.5 against Tennessee Tech.
Hey.
And then you've got Western Kentucky at Alabama, the inaugural game for Kalen DeBoer as head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bama favored by 31.5, 6 o'clock.
Cover. Big blanket.
Okay. Man. Just like that.
Just saying, man. We got another big game. You might have said it. What was the first game you said?
Austin P at Louisville, Tennessee Tech at MTSU, Western Kentucky at Bama, Mississippi Valley State at TSU.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I was going to say, the John Merritt Classic taking part this weekend, man.
Eddie George. They're favored by almost 3 touchdowns.
This is always a huge weekend. Big John Merritt Classic and homecoming. So y'all be safe out there. Have a good time. Get over there. I think they got a lot of they're having a lot of events, a lot of things for kids. Bike rides going down at the Hole. You also have big time game going on tonight. A lot of people will be in the building.
Pearl Cone?
At Pearl Cone.
What you got?
CPA. Yeah, it's on the docket.
I love it.
Yeah, we got to get Ingle. Hey, I love you. But get what? Get what, Ingle? It's going down today, brother. It's going down today. You got to come over there to the nest, man. You got to come over there to Firebird. Got to get to the cage, man. We ain't let you out.
Pearl Cone won at CPA last year. I think it was CPA's only loss in the regular season. Mm-hmm. And that was a tight game.
So they're looking to get some get back. What's the young fella name? You said they got the brothers that play?
Patterson.
Hey, man, the young fella. I watched that game.
Pep and Rawls.
I watched that game against BA. You talking about making plays? Shh.
That's Langston Patterson at Vanderbilt's brothers.
I know.
And Kane Patterson, who played at Clemson and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, young fella,
got
man.
4 of them.
Yeah, young fella. Whichever the youngest one, boy. Hey, man, play after play.
They're twins. They're the same age.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, hell, I don't know what's the difference. Both of them made plays then. It might have been one. I just think it's both, man. It seemed like it was 2 of them out there. I knew they were covering a lot of fields.
So in terms of, I want to hit Western Kentucky real quick since we brought them up. So Tyson Helton going into his 6th season. That's amazing to me because he was at Tennessee. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but he's got a 40-26 record. They lose quarterback Austin Reed, who was great for them. Wide receiver Malachi Corley was one of the better, more productive guys in the country. They gained quarterback TJ Finley, who you might remember from Auburn. He also spent some time at Texas State, listed at 6'7", 250. By the way, KJ Jefferson did not play well last night.
No, he didn't. Something was missing. I didn't get to see the game by looking at
completions
the stats.
were missing.
Okay, yeah, something ain't right.
I think it was 5 of 13 or something.
So they got to get right with that.
They still won big, but
yeah, they get it to go.
But anyway, so Western Kentucky, listening to the Bet the Board podcast, their 3 tough games are at Alabama, at Liberty, at Boston College. The anticipation is they'll be favored in the other 9.
Mm-hmm.
So Memphis, another team we need to talk about as we roll forward.
Yeah, that's what Saban said can sneak into the college football playoffs.
I said that.
You said it too?
Yeah. Seth Hennigan, their quarterback, is their all-time leading passer, and he's still there. And there have been some quarterbacks at Memphis.
They have. They'd like to air it out. You're absolutely right.
615-737-1045, always the number, at the RHL 1045. AFC South, NFL. This time next week, we will have had an NFL result to talk about. So looking forward to that. By the way, we mentioned Hollywood Brown got hurt in a preseason game a few weeks ago and spent the night in the hospital. And it was a clavicle thing that they said normally comes from a car accident.
Yeah.
And that he may miss the opener in Kansas City against the Ravens, and that is official, correct?
Correct. Andy Reid announced that earlier this afternoon.
So, do you think the Titans are like little baby slick snaky?
The Titans?
Yeah.
Without question.
It feels like National Guy is starting to like talk about them a little bit because it was easy to just throw them under the rug. But now, like Greg Cosell said yesterday, their roster is good.
Yeah. And you know what?
At least the front end positionally. Now, depth is still an issue, and it will be because they were bad. But but they may be able to surprise some people.
But now you finally have it. Listen, the Titans always been a solid team, but now you have the names to draw the spotlight. You know what I mean? Bringing in Ernest Jones, like you bringing in champions, 2-time champion in Snead. A champion in Ernest Jones, to go with a Kenneth Murray, with a Jamal Adams, who's been an all-pro, with a Diggs. Like, you got guys, Big Jeff being able to carry, Harold Landry bouncing back. Like, you got guys, Cheeto. You got guys now, man, that can draw that spotlight. And when you look at it with the under the light, hell yeah. Now, I don't know what happens if anyone goes down. Knock on wood.
We keep saying that. The depth is not there, and that's where you talk about, like, it's going to take a couple of off seasons.
But outside of that.
But they've accumulated starters.
Man, and accumulated some slick stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, they are them. If you keep a close eye on.
By the way, before I get too far away from it, need to mention Brentwood at Brentwood Academy tonight, too. That is another big one, and that you can hear that right here on 104.5 The Zone. Will Bowling and Brad
Another
Hopkins.
big one, too. Innsworth goes to NBA.
Ooh.
It's a big-time match. Yeah, Hasselbeck. Hasselbeck
Timmy
going back.
Hasselbeck.
Yeah, both of them. Matt Hasselbeck
Matt's on the roster, too. Yeah.
They're going back over there to their old stomping grounds, the NBA. We got to Ethan Utley. Let's go, baby.
One of those stars you mentioned that came over to the Tennessee Titans, L'Jarius Sneed. You were watching this during the break one of the breaks yesterday. And then Zeph pulled a little bit of L'Jarius Sneed on the Pivot podcast. Y'all need to go watch this. Here he's talking about the AFC South. And that the AFC South as a division better be worried about the Titans.
Somebody told me Steph actually called the Texans and said, I want to go down there and be in the same division with you so you can't run away from him. Now you got to see him twice a year.
That's Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
But he made a special call to say,
I'm glad he made that call.
For you.
I'm glad he made that call.
What that's going to look like? Because CJ like that boy, like Pat.
He's not like that. He's not like that.
Well,
I respect his game. He got some game. Right. But I'm not worried about none of that right now. None of it.
They got to stick over there.
Yeah, we do too. We got to stick too. You'll see when we play them.
I'm going to definitely see. I mean, that's my division too, because Jacksonville and the whole thing. So I'm
Diggs know what's up.
What you going to do when you come down to Duval?
I'm not worried about Duval neither. None of it.
That's the Bengals.
I ain't worried about none of it. Okay. They better be worried about us.
Okay, that young boy beats Brian Thomas.
I understand what he did. I understand what he did. I understand that. I'm ready to.
Okay. All right.
Freddie T, does anything about this man sitting here say that he's running from any smoke?
None.
Hey, this your.
Hey, I see the GIFs or the GIFs or whatever, GIFs. Man, the way he dogging Tyreek.
Yeah.
Man,
this man ain't worried about
what time
none of that.
I got to rough him up and see where he at.
I mean, just calm, chill. And, I mean, that's that mindset that, like, I know all of us tell our kids, like, look, because they'll immediately be like, oh, man, this team's really good or whatever. But, like, they got to come play you.
Mm-hmm.
They got to come play you.
Mm-hmm.
That's his mindset right there. Like, matter of fact, plus, I'm not worried about them.
You know what's on top of that, Euro? The man's a winner. Been a winner ever since he stepped foot in this league. He's been a winner. Not a winner like, man, won the division a couple times, you know what I mean? Like, won a couple games, couple 10-plus wins. No, Super Bowl winner. Like, that's the mentality. You got to have that, man, to be able to talk like that. I ain't worried about it because, that's you injecting that into the culture that was kind of already set here by Hitman and them guys, man. That foundation, Keith Bullock, all them, like, dog, B-Hop, like it's the foundation. The little man there laying on the board. You just got to go inject them with something to raise them up. Put Big Jeff and put Sneed in them. Put that in them. But, hey, man, you got something. You think Jamal Adams don't feel that way? Think Quandre Diggs don't feel that? See, that's the difference. It ain't just Kevin Byard back there talking.
Yep.
It ain't just Big Jeff up front talking. It's the whole defense, y'all. The whole Cheeto, you just Amani,
Ernest Jones,
dog,
Big Jeff.
Hey, man,
T Sweat ain't backing down from no one. He's a rookie.
Hey, dog, I'm telling you.
No, you're right.
Now, man, it's different when your entire defense is acting like it.
Let them start 3-1 and see what happens. Could this Titans team be last year's Texans team?
Yes.
The Texans over-under win total going into last year was 4.5.
Yes.
And they win the division. The Titans are at 6.5. Can they win the division? Can they be that team to make that flip?
I got one pushback to what you're saying.
Hit it next. 615-737-1045. You want to comment on what L'Jarius Sneed just had to say. Does that make you, give you goosebumps?
Let's go, man. Tighten up.
3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Big Slate coming to you with Brentwood Jewelry. BrentwoodJewelry.com. 7012 Church Street East, right there, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, man. You've been looking for exceptional style? I'm talking about some exceptional deals. Well, they've been doing it every single day for over 50 years, so I'm trying to figure out just why you would go to somewhere else. If it's sitting right there in your face, why would you go to somewhere else? Maybe you don't know the hours of operation. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And always a phone call or a click away. Just go to BrentwoodJewelry.com. You can scan everything you're looking for. Engagement rings, custom pieces, family heirlooms that are precious to you that you want to pass down to someone. They can transform and create a personalized piece that's unique to the person that you're going to leave it to. You understand that? Watches. They got all of it, man. You can't miss it. Braymont, Tissot, Oris, Longines, man. You can't miss it. All you got to do is go to BrentwoodJewelry.com.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Don Davenport back on Monday.
Hey.
Executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
Zeph's got his Tennessee shirt on.
I see you, Zeph.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
And Saturday.
And Saturday, yes, obviously.
And if they win, Sunday.
Hey.
And Monday.
At least for part of the day.
And then Monday. Because
then
I got to show it at work.
So let me ask you this. Do you wear polos to the game, or can you go to a football game and wear a baseball jersey?
Oh, you could do that.
You can do that, can't you?
Especially when they win a national title.
You can wear
throw some respect on that thing.
You damn right, you are.
You see
You're
what I'm
absolutely right about that, too.
Me, personally, I'm more of a polo guy.
Yeah, I am, too. I've been that lately.
Yeah.
But I want to go. I want to represent. You're right. I'm going to represent the baseball. I got some cool shoes I've been waiting to wear, too.
What kind of shoes?
They're like cream to go with the cream jerseys.
Oh. So wait, now you're buying shoes to match your Tennessee baseball jersey?
No,
that's
really
unexpected. 5 years ago, would you have said that?
No.
Like, hey, this is what's going to happen.
But I went through a phase. I went through a phase where like stuff would come across my timeline, like Nike, and I would be like, "No, you got orange in it. Buy it." Because I went through a phase where I only had one pair of shoes, and that's the ones they sent me. I was like, "Dog, I ain't got no orange shoes." Now I got like 7 pairs of orange and white shoes, cream and white shoes, cream and orange. But I'm going to be fresh. I can't wait.
I don't think I've ever told this story, and I don't think I've ever told Joey Kent. I need to. Well, maybe Joey's listening. What up, JK?
What up, JK?
That legendaryplay.com. You need to check that out.
Man, please. They got them in cups and everything now.
Yes.
Like, they putting them on everything. It's
that
put
thing
them on
is
something
exploded.
Else, too. So, hell, I need to get over and get a couple of them cups. I got to go online.
I like it when you say, I know what to do.
I know exactly what to do. I'm going to go do it.
So when I was at Tennessee, they had those black Nikes with the white swoosh, turf shoes. And so I was like, hey, Mose Phillips went to Hillsborough High School and stuff. Like, we were friends, and we still are. By the way, his kid's playing in Nashville this weekend for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so
and he's starting as a sophomore at corner.
He ain't playing.
Mose wasn't playing at Tennessee either.
Definitely.
But I was like, hey, man, how do I get some of those shoes? He goes, I got you. And so I thought he was going to give me a pair of his. He gave me a pair of Joe Kids. And I knew that because it had 11 written on the Nike white swoosh. I wish I still had those shoes. I love those things. I wore them everywhere. Those little low riding black turf shoes. Man, so good. Anyway, sorry, JK, I stole your shoes.
I was going to say, your pair of shoes.
And it's funny, too, because like I was around JK quite a bit because he was friends with Mose and them, and then I don't think he ever noticed.
That you had them on?
Yeah. Man, why are you wearing another man's shoes?
You probably had them get so many from at that point.
They didn't care.
No, equipment room, boy.
Roger Frazier.
Shout out him and Chicken Hawk. Shout out Chicken Hawk. Frazier got inducted to
he did, that's right.
Got the Knoxville Hall of Fame. Salute Frazier, man.
He's been at Tennessee forever.
Yes, he's an intricate part of everything that happens up there. Successful.
We went up there with some people one time, and we were like, how are we going to get down to the Strip? They wanted to go to O'Charlie's at the time to go see some live music and stuff. I was with some music industry people, and next thing I know, Frey shows up with some big, long golf cart and rides us over there.
That's Frey. Frey's going to get the work. He's going to get the job done, though.
And Lane Kiffin wanted to fire him.
Yeah,
remember that?
Lost his man.
He wanted to fire Frazier, and then Peyton Manning called.
The sheriff called. Yeah, I wish you would.
Like, go ahead. See what happens.
Matter of fact, go ahead. Yeah, you know what? Go and do that. Forget I even called. Don't even worry about it.
615-737-1045. Reese and Lauren, South Central Kentucky, for their Friday call. Reese, what's up? It's football time in Tennessee.
Hey, I'm here too.
What's up, Laura?
I said it's great
to be a Tennessee Vol. That's right, Laura. Absolutely.
Big Slayer, you with me?
And wouldn't go nowhere if you made me, Reese. I'm right here with you.
Man, I'm fired up. I still got the nervous excitedness. I got a couple things to hit on. I was actually going to throw you all a curveball and call you yesterday, and then some stuff went down. And I went, no cops. I
was going to say, usually when you say that, you end up with some kind of cop fiasco.
No, unfortunately. I mean, I'm claustrophobic, but unfortunately, I had to spend some time in a crawl space saving some stray kittens because of the 112 heat index. But I got all 6 of them.
Good job,
Humane Society got them up there. They were dehydrated. They pumped them full of juice, and they're good to go now. So they're going to get adopted somewhere. Not here, though.
All right.
So, Big Slate.
Talk to me.
First off, I'm going small because it's week 1, and I've made a deal with myself. I said, Reese, we're going to bet on Tennessee no matter the line every week.
I love it.
And I believe that will make us money in the long run. But 38.5, you know me, I don't like big spreads. Right. Anything can happen.
Yep, you don't.
So you know what I keep thinking about, Reese, is that Austin Peay game.
I haven't seen the line on that one.
No. When Tennessee played Austin Peay, remember they started out slow and the halftime score was, I don't even know,
bad.
13-6 or something.
Silly.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Laura knows what I'm talking.
Laura knows. So I'm only doing 100 on that start the season.
Okay.
But the over 8.5, it dropped from 9. I don't know if y'all mentioned that or not.
We did.
It dropped from 9 to 8.5.
Yes, it did.
Okay, well, I must have missed that.
Slate immediately went into FanDuel.
Yeah, I hurry up and miss a bit.
I'm not going to lie. I probably shouldn't have. I only had 1,500 in the betting account.
Yeah.
And I put 100 on week 1 here, and I put $1,000 on the over 8.5. What do you think on that?
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
That's a lot of money.
My wife might be listening.
Well, he uses Laura's phone.
Yeah, so she automatically know. Mine don't. That's a tell on myself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't lie to her. I don't lie to her. I just tell her, hey, I did this. You can get mad, but I made that money last season on football and Tennessee basketball, so that's all free money. I'm going to make us more free money, and we're going to be rich. But, Big Slay, do you know what time it is?
Talk to me. What time is it, Reese?
It is football time in Tennessee. Zeph, hit that magical button.
Yeah.
Rocky Top. Rocky Top, Tennessee. I love y'all. Happy Friday. Everybody have a good weekend. Vols by 42. Top speed Bama by 2 on the last second field goal.
There he is, Reese. And Laura. He had to work in Western Kentucky beats Bama with a last second field goal.
I love it. I love it right there. That's Vols through and through right there.
Here's that Tennessee-Austin Peay game last year. Tennessee led at the half 13-6.
Yeah, we was a little. And how many passes in that first half did Joe Milton miss? Yeah, that was the tough part.
Yeah,
and he wasn't in the back. He didn't throw it into the stands. That was the good part. But it just
that's always the fun thing.
Yeah, Austin Peay came out. They came out swinging, man.
Peter Burns tweeted out.
What did Peter Burns tweet out?
Just touched down in Knoxville, home of a future Heisman-winning quarterback.
And I don't think he's wrong.
I don't think he's wrong either.
Let me be honest.
He stays healthy.
Yeah. Before we go to that, though.
Well, I'm not really going to that, but
okay. Titans.
Oh yeah, we can go to that.
No, I want to go back to Titans.
Let's go to the Titans in a second because Zeph wants. Listen,
what's Zeph got?
When the cut master wants to play a cut,
we play.
Listen to the cut master and we play the cut. Mm-hmm. Tom Fornelli on Pardon My Take. Where does Nico Iamaleava rank among NCAA quarterbacks?
I think Nico's the best QB in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not going that far yet, but I think if he is as good as I think he is, we've seen what their team can do or what Heupel can do when they got a great quarterback.
Tom, why do you say he's the best quarterback in the country when we've seen him play one game?
Because I think that you don't need to see the one game. Like 3 years ago, I was telling you Caleb Williams was the best quarterback in the country, and he wasn't even the starter at Oklahoma. I'm telling you, Nico's the best quarterback in the country.
I love it.
Size-wise, talent-wise, ability-wise, fit in the offense that he's in, which is an offense that somehow made Joe Milton into an NFL quarterback.
He ain't wrong. I mean, Joe Milton went from throwing Scud missiles into the crowd to making the Patriots roster.
Damn. That was
real.
That was something right there.
You want to hear it again?
No, that was something right there. That was wow. Okay.
So Tom Fornelli, who I remember this, he was preaching about Caleb Williams being the best quarterback in the country as he was the backup at Oklahoma. Zeph, let's play this again. I just want to make sure we heard this clearly.
I think Nico's the best QB in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not going that far yet, but I think if he is as good as I think he is, we've seen what their team can do or what Heupel can do when they got a great quarterback.
Tom, why do you say he's the best quarterback in the country when we've seen him play one game?
Because I think that you don't need to see the one game. Like 3 years ago, I was telling you Caleb Williams was the best quarterback in the country, and he wasn't even the starter at Oklahoma. I'm telling you, Nico's the best quarterback in the country.
I love it.
Size-wise, talent-wise, ability-wise, fit in the offense that he's in, which is an offense that somehow made Joe Milton into an NFL quarterback.
Hey, man, the man said you don't need – how can you see that? How can you tell that after seeing him play one game because you don't even need to see that one game?
He answered that so quickly.
Yeah.
Meaning he had already decided that before he saw that game.
This is a matter of a fact. Like, hey, listen, I'm not one to need no juice pumped into my veins. I'm not one, but he just did it. Like, I'm already feeling that way.
To me, it made it feel like you were like, oh, wait a second.
No, because
you pushed back a little bit.
Because I want to see it.
Mentally.
I want to see it. I think what 3 years ago, what Hendon Hooker was able to do was phenomenal. Coming into Hypo system.
Oh, just incredible.
I mean,
he doesn't get hurt. He wins the Heisman.
Dude.
And no Tennessee players ever won it.
And I'm saying the year before that.
Oh.
That was amazing to me. Those deep ball connections, dog, was like, whoa, wait a minute. Watching that Florida game, man, I'm sitting there like, this can't be real. This man is really hitting these guys in stride. Like, he's not missing a beat. Like, it was like somebody was controlling them with a joystick. Those are the passes, when you throw them that high and that deep, are the only ones that work on video games. They don't work in real life. Not consistently. Not without having interceptions. The man wasn't throwing interceptions.
I mean, the 5 to Jalen Hyatt against Alabama.
It's like, dude, like, what is anybody watching what we're watching in this stadium? 110,000 is in here, but is anybody else watching the game other than us? Because we've been treated to a treat. If Nico, which I do believe, and Dante Stallworth, when we brought him on, Dante's from out there in California. Dante Stallworth's been seeing him for a long time, and he said, this man is the real deal. Everybody that has seen him and watched him grow has said this. I can't remember a guy walking in there, like CeeLo said the other day, outside of Peyton, man. Now, Brent Schaefer.
Lefty.
Lefty. He had a lot of acclaim coming in with him.
Yeah, but he was like tiny
and he was dual threat.
Yeah.
This ain't more so, even though Nico can run, this ain't about him being a dual threat. This is about him having a cannon and efficient and pinpoint accuracy. Woo! Man, I'm telling you right now, this young man go out there and carve these folks up. And like we just talked about with Josh Ward, you got an ace in the hole with Dylan Sampson. That's who go. Man, that might be a 1,400-yard runner right there.
Why do you think people sleep on Dylan Sampson? He was a 4-star running back coming out of high school. He averaged 5.7 yards per carry last year with 8 touchdowns with 2 running backs in front of him.
I'm going to tell you why, Yor. Because you get a kid transferring that was correct me if I'm wrong, a freshman All-American at Tulane in Braswell.
Brazzle.
I said Braswell. Brazzle. I'm thinking about Braswell to play for Georgetown. Brazzle. You got him coming in. You got Brew McCoy coming back. You got Squirrel White.
So
you
got
think
Mike
there's
Matthews,
just
so many other talking points?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got Nico. And honestly, even before I get to Dylan Sampson, I'm going to talk about Cooper Mays. Then I'm going to talk about Big John Campbell. Then I'm going to talk about the kid that transferred from LSU playing the other time. Like, it's so many. Then we ain't even talked about James Pierce yet. Yeah. Like, we got to get way down the line to talk about Dylan Sampson.
It's amazing how different Tennessee is now than 4 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and you look at what these running backs do, man, they don't do nothing but thrive. Cam Seldon, what's the other kid? Peyton Lewis.
Peyton Lewis.
Deshaun
Bishop.
And Deshaun Bishop. Coupled with Sampson, we saw what it was like with the man. And I think a lot of times when we saw Sampson, it was in flashes. And was he the one, was Dylan Sampson the one real quick, though, that put on there, let the cheetah loose last year?
Oh, I don't remember.
Was he the one that went on Twitter? Remember when he wasn't getting no run? And he said, let the cheetah loose, and they put him in the next game, and he went crazy? If I ain't mistaken, it's him.
It was either him or Jalen Wright.
Yeah, and then Jalen Wright was getting burned.
Yeah.
He was getting burned, so it wouldn't be no reason for him to say that. I want to say it was Dylan Sampson. If I'm not,
I think you're right.
I might be mistaken, but it's things like that where he knocking on the door and he ain't getting his opportunity. Now you, like Ward said, you RB1 with that big old line, and all the focus is on who we talking about. All these wide receivers, all Big Nico, like it's all these guys, man. And you give it to him, and Lord have mercy.
Well, and so people are asking, did we put money on Nico and the Heisman? Yes. The answer is yes. Plus $1,400. $50 will get you $750.
Oh, $14 will get you $750.
No, $50 will get you $750. It's plus $1,400. So looking at FanDuel right now, there are only two players that have better odds to win the Heisman than Nico.
Carson Beck.
Chew on that. The man has started one game. Dylan Gabriel is the favorite at plus 600. Carson Beck at plus 850. Now there are multiple quarterbacks at plus 1,400. Nico's one of them. So there's a tie at 3. So that's Nico, Quinn Ewers, Will Howard at Ohio State, Jalen Milroe at Alabama.
So riddle me this. When Dylan Sampson said that, what was his stats?
So
after that game?
So the post that you're talking about came after the Florida loss where he got 0 carries in that game.
Yeah.
And it was just an ugly loss. Tennessee shouldn't have lost. And he posted on his Instagram story a picture of a cheetah in a cage.
Yeah.
That next Saturday, rushes for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, how many carries? Please.
He averaged 12.6 yards per carry.
I knew it was something stupid. Like, and then in the chat, Adam, I see, I know you're a Bama fan. No, nobody's saying that they're going to go undefeated. But what I'm telling you is this conversation came about because of we talking about how overlooked he is and being RB1 and the talent that he has. That's what it's about. Because when you get to that point, you talk about the defense, you talk about Big Omari, you talk about Norman Lott, you talk about Peely coming back. We talk about Boo Carter playing both ways. We talk about Arian Carter coming back. We talk about these new corners coming into the situation. We talk about James Pierce, Joseph, all these guys backing these guys up. Then you get to the offense and talk about the guys up front and the guys bouncing back that's out there on the perimeter with them all them receivers. Then you get to Dylan Sampson. That's tough. It's almost to the point where, who was it? Coach Pittman that was talking about the running back, and we saw what he did yesterday against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Was it Coach Pittman or no? It was Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze was like, "Man, I don't know why nobody's talking about our running back." And since Judkins transferred to Ohio State, we got the returning leading rusher in the SEC. You got one of the most explosive backs in the SEC. Outside of Etienne at Georgia and the kid at Ole Miss. You got him sitting back here with Dylan Sampson. I want to see it.
The other thing about, so just giving love to Dylan Sampson. You know what Dylan Sampson reminds me of? I've been watching some Tennessee from last year.
Talk to him.
He reminds me of, and I may be off on the size, but like the running style, he reminds me of Travis Stevens. From here, Little Clarksville.
That's a good one. I got let me see him between the tackles because Dime will get between the tackles. But that's a hell of a comparison.
Plus what he brings in the pass game, coming off screens.
That's a hell.
And Travis did that.
Might be a good one right there, you are.
And Travis was behind 2 other pretty good running backs.
Dogs.
So, I mean, everybody was kind of sleeping on Travis Stevens, and then you want to talk about a game against Florida.
Yeah, good night.
Jeez. All right, when we come back, Big Jeff was on Arcade Dub and had some interesting things to say. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, y'all. Wesley Mortgage, dive into it, man. Dive into the mortgage business with a team that's going to represent you and not only represent you, but support you. Why? They're a reflection of the owner. Who's the owner? Chuck McDowell, my guy, man. Now, you've heard about me talking about Chuck McDowell, talking about how down to earth he is, talking about how genuine he is, how he's a Nashville native, how he's going to reinvest in the people and the places that he was raised. Well, you understand all that. So now let's talk about Wesley Mortgage. What about having a support system already in place to help you succeed in the mortgage business? probably ensuring your loans closing on time, making sure you get paid, giving you back the time that you need to build your business and bring back the fun of the mortgage profession. It gets a little boring, gets a little stale when you're by yourself. Maybe you can get an iron sharpens iron. Get some teammates that's going to support you. Get some networking opportunities with the Titans, Music City Grand Prix, Nashville Predators. All you got to do is go to whywesley.com. That's with Wesley Mortgage, whywesley.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Hope you're having a great Friday. It's going to be a fun weekend, man. Game day tomorrow at College Station. Fire that thing up at 9 a.m. and ready to roll for college football all day long. Again, the local teams, Austin P at Louisville. Louisville favored by 36.5. That game at 11 a.m. Tennessee Tech at Middle Tennessee. If you're looking for something to do, you got a couple of games locally that you could go check out. Tennessee Tech at MTSU. Blue Raiders by 24.5. Derek Mason's first game as MTSU coach. And Mississippi Valley State at TSU, 5 o'clock. John Merritt Classic. Big John.
Is you say what?
19.5. Eddie George and the crew favored by almost 3 touchdowns.
All right, the Fighting Jerry Rices, y'all better do something.
Yeah. No.
You said Mississippi Valley State, ain't you?
Yeah, they don't need to do something.
No, they better get out there and fight. 19.5?
No, get out there and lose.
No, they going to do it. They already picked to do what they going to do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to see what the Fighting Jerry Rice is going to do. They going to let the Fighting Too Tall Joneses take them on out in the John Merritt Classic. Just saying.
I always like this one. T for Tennessee, S-T-A-T-E, University, T-S-U.
T-S-U. Mm-hmm. That's how I learned how to spell Tennessee. You know, my mom was a cheerleading coach. So I used to sit there and practice all the time, and I had it memorized. And then I remember going to school, and it was like, how you spell Tennessee? And I raised my hand, and I said it just like that.
Do you? That's really funny. So you said it just like that.
T-E-N-N-E.
So we were doing multiplication cards and everything in first grade. I remember this in Knoxville. And I nailed the 3s. And the teacher was like, okay. Like, you nailed the 1s, obviously, who won't. Yeah. You got the 2s because you're just doubling. You nailed the 3. Okay, you're starting to separate yourself. Struggle with the 4s. 5s are easy because they're 5s. Yeah. 6s. Got those too. We got the 7s. Boy, I knocked them out so fast. She was like, what is going on with you? Miss Walker was her name.
Yeah.
What is going on with you? And I go, touchdowns.
That's it.
What do you mean?
Touchdowns.
Like, she goes, what's 7 times 9? I go, 63.
That's 9 tutties.
Yeah. That's when you play the bad teams. Do you like those games like this that are going to be blowouts? Or because a lot of fans don't. They're like, I'd rather see them play somebody.
Yes.
I love them.
Man, listen.
I want to see the roster.
And then plus we've been down so long. I ain't picky. I ain't picky. You can listen, man. You can bring the blind school, the school of blind in.
Wow.
That too much? That too much though? Yeah, well, I think, you think I ain't gonna stand there and chill? You think I ain't gonna stand there and chill? I'm with it.
You won't have anything positive to say for the blind guys?
Hey, y'all, don't run out there. Don't you run out there.
You don't want the smoke.
I don't care. I'm telling you. No, wow. Don't, man. I'm telling you, dog, listen. We've been down so long, man.
You're so fired up. You've hit the main a couple times.
I'm telling you now. I'm trying to tell you. That ain't number West Tennessee trying to jump out in me.
Yep.
What's going on? Man.
By the way, we've had a decision that was made. I don't even know that Zeph was a part of this decision. We're going to talk about Big Jeff and deal with that at 5:20.
Okay.
Because we have work to do right now.
What we got to do?
Well, you have work to do.
Hey. Bring me my money.
So that intro is great work by Zeph. You didn't hear the intro if you were listening on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitter.
Why didn't they play it on there?
Copyright.
Oh, copywriter.
Sorry, I'm Bob.
Oh, man. Dang, that was good, y'all. I hate y'all missed it. Let them go on. Y'all go on the
pull it back up. Yeah, on the pod.
Oh, yeah, pull it back up on the pod.
Is that what you meant to say?
I think. I don't know.
I also think you've teased 2 things that we didn't pay off.
What?
And it's my fault. Wow.
Well, all right, so.
It was still playing. My bad.
You got our attention, bro.
The band wasn't ready to stop.
No, I'm
ready to go.
Score again. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I can't remember what we teased and didn't bring back.
Well, we teased it.
We're good at teasing.
Y'all hold on.
Not so good at paying off.
Yeah, y'all hold on to it.
We'll get there eventually.
Y'all call in and let us know what we teased on Fridays. when Babs ain't there.
Babs in here. Because during the break, Babs like, okay, this is what we teased, and we write it down.
Okay, let me get to it, yours.
All right, yes, the parsley. It's time for the parsley. You got 2 of them for Saturday?
Oh, no. We got to do 2 today.
2 for today?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did 1 for Saturday.
I mean, 1 for today and 1 for Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I ain't did the 1 for Saturday yet.
Oh.
I'm about to do the 1. I already did the 1 for today.
Oh, what's today? I don't even know what's going on today.
Today is Friday.
Are you doing high school football?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I will, but no.
You just straight up.
Your player activity statement is ready to generate. Well, I don't need no player statement. Listen, y'all. Here we go. All right. Now, I do got a fluke one for tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, that's just because they gave me a free $5 bet, so I just bet anything crazy to get a whole lot of them in there.
Might as well just shoot it into the sun.
$5, man.
There's $5,
yeah,
son.
What you gonna do, son? All right, here we go, y'all, for today. August 30th.
Yep.
Friday.
Yep.
College football. Florida Atlantic at Michigan State. Now, this game is at 6 Central, guys. 6 Central, so you need to get on this. Florida Atlantic, I teased it. I think it was,
Can you tease it on FanDuel? I haven't figured it out.
You can. You couldn't at first for some reason. Now you can.
Oh, okay.
It caught up. I took it to 14.5. Florida Atlantic plus 14.5 versus Michigan State. They're going to Michigan State. Y'all remember last year Michigan State was a debacle.
Yeah. All over the place.
I mean, everywhere.
It's like debacle threw up on the entire university.
Yeah, and that was it. So, all right, that's one.
All right.
That'll get you minus 115 with that.
All right.
Oklahoma, I teased that down a little bit to minus 32.5. I think it was at 34.
It's like you ordering food.
Yeah,
you can't just take it.
No, I can't. That's
extra ketchup, extra mustard.
And extra onions.
No mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise, no tomato.
Oklahoma what?
That's Temple at Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus 32.5. That'll get you minus 288. So minus 32.5. Western Michigan at Wisconsin. This is the one right here, y'all.
It's only about a 3-touchdown line, isn't it?
Yeah, going up to Camp Randall. I teased that a little bit, I think. I might have took Western Michigan as it is. But I teased it, y'all. Plus 24.5. Teased it up. That gets you minus 104. I teased it down. That's what I did. Yeah. That gets you minus 104. Plus 24.5 Western Michigan.
This is succinct.
Now, TCU at Stanford. This was on Bet the Board, too, but not this one. Bet the Board had one you need to go pay attention to. This is the parlay. Stanford, plus 9.5. Playing at Stanford. TCU, trying to bounce back from last year, getting beat by Deion. Plus 9.5. That'll be plus 101, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, get you plus 603.
So four-game parlay.
4-game parlay.
Oh, yeah, parlay. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Now, I have the Saturday one for you when we get back.
All right. That sounds good.
In the next hour.
We'll see.
We got time for that.
That's a tease.
That's a tease.
When we come back, Danny Kannell will join us.
Oh. He probably won't it.
You can give it to Danny Kannell and see what he thinks about
it. There you go. There you go.
Danny Kannell joins us next thanks to Bet the Board. Not Bet the Board. Danny Kannell joins us next thanks to Bet Online. That's coming up next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. That's who you need to call if you need new windows and doors. And here is what I'm going to do. All of these comments are coming from and based on this 2022 survey of leading window brands among homeowners. Okay, ready? Homeowners rated Pella as the leading window brand in Nashville. Number 1 for innovation. Pella rated number 1 by Nashville homeowners as the most trusted window brand. Homeowners here in Nashville recommend Pella windows more than any other window brand. Number 1 for the highest craftsmanship. Number 1 as a premium window brand. Number 1 is the window brand that stands behind their products. And guess what? I'm not even done. I could keep going, but I won't do that to you. Just want to let you know that Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is absolutely the best. And I would love to recommend you to Pella as a customer of Pella. They've been a great partner here. They replaced all my windows in my rental property. They replaced some windows in my home, and now I have to replace another door, and I'm doing it with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville because they're the best. 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months is what they're offering you. Schedule your free consultation. Tell them Dawn sent you. PellaNashville.com.
Good evening. It is 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone studios. Over in the NFL today, a couple of quick news updates. Edge rusher Tyus Bowser, who visited with the Tennessee Titans earlier this week, is signing with the Seahawks practice squad, so you will not be seeing him in Nashville. Baltimore Ravens tight end Mark Andrews returned to the practice for the first time since being involved in a car accident on August 14th. As well, over looking at that Kansas City-Baltimore game that's going to kick off the NFL season on Thursday, head coach for the Chiefs, Andy Reid, ruled out wide receiver Hollywood Brown for Thursday's season opener with that shoulder injury. Now, some Vols news. If you're taking a look at the MLB, former VFL, Seth Halverson, pitcher for the Tennessee Vols back in 2023, is going to the show. That makes the sixth in the Vitello era to make it all the way to the big leagues. Over in college football this weekend, tonight, number 16, Oklahoma hosts Temple. Number 1, Georgia plays number 14, Clemson. Number 10, Miami heads to the Swamp to take on Florida. Number 20, Texas A&M hosts number 7, Notre Dame. Vanderbilt hosts Virginia Tech. And your number 15, Tennessee Volunteers host Chattanooga as Nico Iamaleava makes his first regular season start for the Tennessee Volunteers. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Jordan with you on a beautiful and rainy day in the Music City. Dawn Davenport is in Austin, Texas. She will be on the sidelines for Colorado State at Texas. We were laughing during the break. Executive producer of 3HLSF. Can you say Nico Iamaleava again?
Nico Iamaleava.
Oh, you said it right there.
He says it right after I say it. But during your
is that not
updates,
what I said? I swear that's what I said.
You go as fast as you possibly can, and it's like word salad coming out.
It sounds wild, boy. It sounds like Maya Maliaba.
Well, see, I only have a minute, and he's got a lot of letters in that last name.
We'll intro Slay in the next segment. We'll intro Danny Kannell, former Florida State and NFL quarterback and all-around good guy. Danny, what's up, man? How are you?
Fellas, what's going on? You now see the best part about that discussion you just had is now that you've gotten it out of the way, I can just call him Nico, like we've already established that we're talking about. And it is one of the cooler things, like, same thing with Tua. Like, it was such a unique name that you just go one name. Like, it's Madonna. Like, you're up there with somebody else, Cher, Beyonce, and Nico. Like, that's all you need to know. Everybody knows who you're talking about.
Madonna, Cher, and Nico. Beyonce and Nico. That's awesome.
I mean, that's pretty good company, right?
Danny Kannell, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for updated college football playoff win totals, conference Heisman, and Week 1 lines. Peter Burns tweeted out, just touchdown in Knoxville, home of a future Heisman-winning quarterback. What do you think? I know there are only 2 players that have odds better than him. He's tied with several guys at plus 1,400. Is there value in a Nico selection there?
For sure. I think so. If he's all that he's cracked up to be, I always get a little bit leery, and there's going to be, because he's one of several quarterbacks with massive expectations on him, right?
Yep.
Jackson Arnold at Oklahoma.
Yes.
They sent Dylan Gabriel packing to Oregon. You've got guys all over, like first-year starter, Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. Now, he's a true freshman, so it's even a little bit riskier, and I think his team's not quite as good. But in a quarterback-friendly system, which Josh Heupel runs, we saw the type of numbers that Hendon Hooker put up at Tennessee just a couple years ago when he was executing that system close to perfection. You can put up monster numbers. You're in the SEC. You are going to have massive opportunity on the biggest stage. If you get 10 wins, you're probably getting an invite to New York City. You know, like that's just about because of what that position means at that school. Now then it goes like, all right, are you a believer more of Tennessee? that he can do that there. So I don't hate the value, though. I think it's like if you want to take a shot at it, I personally wouldn't touch it because I'm a little bit more of I need to see it first. Mm-hmm. But we've seen guys, Jameis Winston, first year starting at Florida State, Johnny Manziel, first year in Texas. Like we've seen quarterbacks surprise. Yep. There's going to be some surprises and guys that live up to the hype. I just am always a little bit leery because it's almost impossible to live up to some of the expectations we put on young quarterbacks early in their career.
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way, Danny. What happened to your Seminoles? And should I sell them at this point, or is that just one data point that we need to move away from?
We always get along pretty well, Brent. And then you just got to bring that up on, it's week 1. We're feeling all these good vibes, and you go back to week 0. We don't want to live in the past. To answer your question, so I think clearly Florida State was overrated, but I also think Georgia Tech was possibly underrated. The other thing that
Haynes
I think
King is legit, Danny.
Oh, he can play. Yeah. He was balling out. If he can just get consistency, which I do think we will see a more consistent Haynes King this year, he's going to play himself into an opportunity at the next level. And then all of a sudden you could be talking about a really special year for Georgia Tech where they're 9 wins and in the thick of the ACC hunt at the end of the season. I like his talent, man. He's got a really good skill set. But what I'm going to be telling half of the fan bases that are watching college football this weekend, week 1 doesn't ruin the season, right? Like it can hurt and it can sting a lot. And there's going to be some fan bases that are hurting just like Florida State was last week. And you're worried and you're like, what does this mean? We thought we were going to be good. There's more turnover than ever before on rosters. There's going to be bumpy starts, right? Especially with new quarterbacks, which you had at Florida State with DJU. So many key players that you're trying to replace. They can improve, though. And that's what I would remind every fan base. Don't throw in the towel. This is one of the best things about the 12-team playoff. And I know some people actually don't like this. They want those 1 games in the regular season to be so painful that your season's done. I actually am a fan of this because I think it does allow you to improve throughout the season. It might allow you to bench guys, which I do think you're going to see on the defensive side of the ball for Florida State, to make adjustments to your depth chart, to figure out the chemistry and continuity that is so important in the greatest team sport we know. So I think you're going to see more teams get upset probably than ever before because of the hype around a lot of teams. We cover the sport more than ever before, but also because of the turnover on the roster. Georgia Tech had a lot of guys coming back, and so that helped them. I think that's going to be something to watch out for. I'll give you another game this weekend that I cannot wait to watch. The Florida Gators. Yes. They're playing at home. They return their quarterback who's played a lot of football and, by the way, was really efficient last year for the Gators on a team that wasn't very good. They've got a bunch of returning players. And the Miami Hurricanes, while good on paper, I would give the edge at quarterback. I'd give the edge at running back. I'd give the edge probably at defensive line. They've got a lot of edges, but a lot of those players at Miami are brand new. They haven't played together. They haven't been in this type of atmosphere. They haven't faced adversity where all of a sudden they look up the scoreboard and they're down 10. Florida, unfortunately for them, last season they found themselves in that position a lot. But those experiences together make them better equipped to start the season stronger. So I kind of like the Gators at home this weekend. And it doesn't mean I'm writing off the Miami Hurricanes. I still think they could win the ACC because I really like Cam Ward. I just think it takes time. So I think that's something to keep an eye out for this weekend, to see if some of those teams that are really reliant on transfer guys and, have a lot of holes to fill, how does it impact them early this season?
It's interesting. We were going to hit you with that game because we were both leaning Florida but hadn't done it yet. And we were both leaning Miami until we went to SEC Media Days and talked with Montrell Johnson, the running back for Florida. He said, if you're worried about QB1 at Florida, he's a dog, and he holds everyone accountable on the field, off the field, everywhere. And we kind of changed our thought on that a little bit.
And here's the other aspect, too. Just think about how psychologically things work out. And what did Nick Saban always talk about was rat poison, right? Don't take the rat poison. And then on the flip side, look at Kirby Smart. Remember when they beat TCU in the national championship game and they had players, people picked us to win 7, to go 7-5, which no one did, but Kirby fooled them into thinking that. So they had this massive chip on their shoulder. They were angry. The Florida Gators, no one has given them a chance. They're all saying the schedule's brutal. They're all saying Billy Napier's fired after the season. And on the flip side, what have we been saying about Miami? Oh, they could win the ACC. This could be their year. They could be going to the playoffs. Look how talented they are. I think Florida's going to be a little salty. And, you know, I mean, for Graham Mertz, 20 touchdowns and 3 interceptions last year, and 73% of his passes he completed. Like, those are really solid numbers. First year in his system, he's going to be more comfortable in that system with his teammates in a game that I do think is tight and, like, those crucial crunch time decision-making plays.
Yeah.
I give the edge to Graham Mertz, even though I think Cam Ward overall will have a better year statistically in the, you know, when it's all said and done. In this type of game, I give the edge to the Gators and Graham Mertz. So I like the Gators. I'd take the points, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win the game outright.
Yeah, man. And you speaking on quarterbacks and how they lead their bunch, Danny, you being a quarterback, are you sold on what Cade Klubnik can do going down to see the one and only Carson Beck?
Carson Beck. Yeah,
yes,
the
sir.
favorite, one of the favorites to be the top NFL draft pick and a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So Cade Klubnik is one of those players where he needs to take a massive step forward, like all across the board. Decision-making, leadership, toughness, accuracy, like all the things that go into playing quarterback. The thing that's beautiful about it, he's out a whole year. Like last year, he was one of those players that the expectations were off the charts. Like we were talking about him the way we're talking about Nico.
Right.
You know, he had played a little bit, massive recruit. They had a new offensive coordinator in Garrett Riley, and then he falls short of it, and Clemson fans are all bummed. It's like, oh, what happened? You know what happened? He was a first-year starter. Like, that was pretty normal.
Right.
So I would expect him to play a lot better. They do have 2 wide receivers that are freshmen. Bryant Wesco is a 5-star that I think gives him a really legitimate target on the outside, something Clemson's been lacking for about 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. Like, he's got to go against Georgia. Like,
yes.
You might get, like, I might have to have one of those conversations with Clemson. Like, look, you guys are going to be fine. Don't panic. Although I do like Clemson with the points. That's a big number.
I do, too.
And a team that's really talented. I think it'll be a lower-scoring game. Clemson's defense, I think, is what keeps them in this game. And Carson Beck, the Georgia quarterback, by the way, he's losing 2 of his favorite targets in Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. And I go back to the Auburn game last year where he was it was his first big start in the road. He was struggling. And then all of a sudden it clicked with Brock Bowers. And like he could not be stopped. Who's that guy for him this year? He still has to figure that out. What's kind of his security blanket outlet throw that he goes to in those situations? It's probably going to be Dom Lovett, who's back for the Bulldogs, but that's going to take a little bit of time too. So I think that game will be closer than people think. And Clemson, I know so much has been made about Dabo Swinney not wanting to go to the transfer portal, and I disagree with him. I think he should. His talent, his roster still has a boatload of talent on it. Like, they're still a good roster. They're homegrown talent. They're just a little thin because they've got to play some young guys at certain positions because they didn't go to the portal. So not like Clemson's out there playing with a bunch of scrubs and walk-ons. They have talent.
Danny Kannell with us, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for updated college football playoff win totals, conference, Heisman, and Week 1 lines. Yeah, Clemson lost, 3 games that came down to the last possession last year. First time they have failed to hit double-digit wins in 12 seasons. Slay Dog, what you got?
Danny, I've been having this one circled for quite some time. I'm a big fan of Marcus Freeman. He goes and gets one of the surprisingly most athletic quarterbacks running around in Riley Leonard. But A&M has been hovering, and I mean all the way up under the radar. I know they're waiting to explode. Who knows Riley Leonard better than his own coach? What do you got between A&M and Notre Dame?
Why you got to say he's surprisingly athletic?
No.
What are you trying to say?
That tall, running away, doing windmill dunks in the rec center? I can expect the basketball players.
He's a white dude out there that runs pretty fast. Like, let's just
white guys can jump, Danny. I've never seen you do a windmill in the rec center, Danny. That's all I'm saying.
You are right, though. He was a game changer at Duke. Like, he took over that Clemson game week 1 of last year, and he was running circles around dudes. Here's the thing I'm worried about him. He's coming off not 1 but 2 ankle surgeries. Like, he had the tightrope procedure, then he had to get it cleaned up. He missed some of spring practice. So some of that running ability, which made him really special, is that 100%? Is he, is there any concern there? I'm worried about that. The other thing that I think favors Mike Elko is the whole matchup of coach versus former player.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Elko's got, 20, 30 years of coaching experience, football IQ, to be studying, kind of be aware of Riley Leonard's weaknesses that he saw every day in practice.
Yeah.
I don't know if Riley Leonard was really paying attention to the defensive tendencies in practice.
Yeah.
There will be some things maybe he remembers, but I don't think it'll be the edge for him. I think it'll be the edge for Elko. I like the Aggies in this game, but it almost makes me nervous because everybody I talk to likes the Aggies as well. Notre Dame's playing a ton of young offensive linemen. They got a true freshman at left tackle going to Kyle Field. The one thing I will say is this: Notre Dame's defense will travel. Connor Wegman is supposed to be really good, but he hasn't stayed healthy, and he hasn't had a game of this magnitude where he's played great. There's some question marks around the Aggies' offense that Notre Dame could provide some problems for. So, I like the under in this game because I think it could be a slugfest, and I like the Aggies. But if I'm wrong, it's because Notre Dame's defense came to play, and I think they will.
There he is, Danny Kannell. Bet online. Hey, DK, I'm going to tweet some hate at you in a little bit, just so you're aware.
Oh, I'm going to take receipts, too. I'll be saving them as well. I'm saving all of them. All those fans that were reveling in Florida State's demise, I got them all bookmarked. I'll be coming back because you know what? Half of college football fans are going to be right there with me. I'm just going to remind them, hey, how's it feel?
Yeah, I was not reveling in it. I had Seminoles in that game. I know you got a 520 to do. Hey, thanks for doing this, man. Appreciate you.
You guys are awesome. Enjoy the games this weekend. We'll see you.
There he is, Danny Kannell, courtesy of Bet Online. Check out Bet Online for updated college football playoff win totals, conference Heisman, and Week 1 lines. We love giving him crap.
Yeah, man, you got to, man, at any possible time. This is the reason that when it dawned on us when Todd Furman jumped on and told us about what was Duke's coach?
Mike Elko.
Mike Elko, and we all just the light bulb went off dude.
Oh, yeah, he had Riley Leonard.
You know what his deficiencies are, his weaknesses are, whatever you want to call them. You coached him to stay away from them. This right here, man, this ought to be catered by. He couldn't have asked for a better matchup. You know what I'm saying?
To start it off.
And when you talking about top 25, give me somebody that they know, and I didn't even realize the surgery. So, yeah, man, I was already on A&M. I'm definitely
Connor
Wegman.
When we come back, Big Jeff on RK Dub talks about T. Sweat. He also talks about his love for Peter Skoronski, which he said he doesn't usually like offensive linemen, but we'll let him fill you in. Also, Jim Wyatt compared last year's roster to this one positionally, the initial rosters, and we'll run down and kind of look at the differences positionally from last year to this year, see which one's better. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. It is football time in Tennessee. Where are you catching all the college and pro games this season? I've got a spot for you. Scoreboard Bar and Grill, that's where you need to be. There are 3 locations. So one is near you. Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills Mall in Donaldson. Scoreboard Cedar Creek in Mount Juliet. And Scoreboard Four Corners in Laverne. Been to all three of these locations. They are phenomenal spots for you to catch up on all your football activity. Great food, great drinks. All Scoreboard locations have brand new football menus with new food and drink items. Sure to impress anyone. Some of the best hot chicken, slow smoked ribs, wings, barbecue, coldest beer, and the largest bushwhacker selection in Nashville. And all locations have plenty of free parking. Scoreboard Bar and Grill has its own built-in party. Every Scoreboard has tons of TVs, and they will have all of your favorite games on with full sound. And get this, Scoreboard is giving away UT tickets to every home game all season long. All you have to do is watch their socials for more information. If it's football time, it's Scoreboard time. Scoreboard Opry, Scoreboard Cedar Creek, and Scoreboard Four Corners. Scoreboard Bar and Grill. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slate rolling through a Friday edition of 3HL.
We're right here, y'all. Right here waiting them.
Guess what? In the last segment, guess what I heard?
Talk to me.
Sources close to me.
What'd they tell you?
Literally, my source is like 6 feet away from me.
What'd he say?
There's another parsley coming.
For Saturday?
For Saturday.
Come on, man.
Parsley for Saturday coming up at...
Got the Friday parsley already locked and loaded. If you're in the chat, you saw it. I put it in the chat. You know I don't like to do that because I need you to listen to the show.
Steven on YouTube says Vols are coming.
Oh, you better believe it. Big Savage in the building.
615-737-1045. What up, Savagery?
Mm-hmm.
He texted, Savages. F&M Bank Chat is wide open. You can get there by watching the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Does it still work on Twitter to watch the show?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. We've been back for like 3-4 weeks.
Oh.
Not that long, but yeah. We've been back.
You're the guy that's like, I'm going to jump off the tall diving board. And then, like, you get to the end and you jump and you're like, wait, no.
Yeah.
Pull me back.
I was just playing, y'all.
Just play it.
I didn't really want
to. North Carolina quarterback Max Johnson carted off the field last night. That was tough to watch.
Yeah, man.
Big, long lefty, man. Brad Johnson's son.
Yeah.
He looked great and not, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It's going to have to.
Because he messed around and ran a little bit, but at other times he couldn't move and got hit. So I don't know. He needs a little lead-up time.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
But, man, he can sling it a little bit. So, I don't know what. North Carolina won it at the with a field goal at the end.
Yes, they did. That's our guy, Mac Jones.
So, congrats to the Law brothers from CPA who play at North Carolina.
Okay.
Big Jeff on RK Dub.
Man, great interview this morning, man.
Hell yeah.
Go support his foundation first and foremost, too, y'all.
Yeah, where did I?
Give him a reason. That's the foundation.
Here it is.
Yeah. Abigail.
You want to be official?
Yeah, make it official. Abigail or something.
Way more official than that.
Yeah, I'm just out here winging it. I just know, give him a reason.
Jumping off that top
board. I'm out here, man.
We have teamed up with Tennessee Titans defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons to help promote his inaugural fundraiser for his nonprofit Give Him a Reason, as they said, on September 16th at Hall's Chop House in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Big Jeff telling the guys this morning that he loves that place. They are full of very kind people and that he wanted to do it there. Big Jeff started Give Him a Reason in 2022 to give something to Nashville's youth that he didn't have growing up and hopes to inspire them, grow their self-esteem, and give them opportunities they may not otherwise have through hands-on activities.
Much needed.
For individual sponsorships and tickets, please email abigail@william-raymond.com.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
You were there.
I wasn't playing with him.
It was almost like you were skeet shooting, and they threw the skeet, and then you went.
That's Yin Yang.
You were
twins.
right there.
That's Yin Yang twins right there. Oh, skeet.
Oh, yeah. See?
Ma.
I didn't connect that. So if you would have let that go, you would have got me.
I would have got you.
But then when you sang it, I got it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I like to help you out too, Euro.
Yeah.
I don't like to leave.
We're here for each other.
You hanging in limbo.
We're here for each other. We got Friday games today.
Would you bet that Florida game up?
No, I'm going to take it at 2.5.
Take it at 2.5.
You love to bet games up.
I like to be safe a little bit.
You like to go through the key number of 3.
Yeah. So now I'm going to bet it up to 4.5.
I think Florida's going to win. So
you think they're going to go money line?
I'm going money line. I ain't in here for Florida to lose by 2.
But then you had a hook to save you.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not here for that.
What you here for?
Florida to win outright and me win more money.
Okay. They plus 112 too, boy. Ooh.
Cam Ward is good, though.
That's on the backside.
Like, the thing that scares me is how good that dude is. Like, if he just starts dealing, I just think that environment's going to be rocking.
And they can get to you. They pin them ears back and get to you. They down on you. They're down. Like you said, there's some new players in there for Miami, man. Florida got something to prove. Can they do it? I don't know. But we're going to see.
We went to the game in the Swamp when Peyton Manning had Tennessee up big.
Mm-hmm.
And Raymond Austin ran a fumble back for a touchdown, and he got on the sideline and he was like cupping his hand around his ears and stuff. Tennessee got up big, and then Florida came back. That's when they hit JK. And won 62-37.
Yeah.
They ended up scoring 62 points. I think Tennessee was up like 37-13 or something.
Do they have that same fire, though?
Right, but to your point about how on top of things they are, so they, at that time, they would put some of the visiting section right behind the visiting bench.
Right.
And so we were there. Like, I'm telling you, I could have reached out and touched Raymond Austin when he walked by.
Yeah.
That's how.
I know they're up on the neck.
They're right there. So, they'll be rocking at 2:30. They're tired of losing.
Yes,
they're tired of losing.
We're going to see this, and guess what? It's out of conference, so they may not win a conference game like this, but this one right here they own.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to win 6 games, but I like them winning this one.
Thank you.
I mean, let's not just get way in front of our skis here. I mean, that schedule is still what it is.
Branch out.
615-737-1045. So back to Big Jeff. Big Jeff on RK Dub talking about the rookie defensive tackle that will play next to him, T. Sweat.
Guys like Sweat. I started because he in my room, and not just talking to him. Like, first of all, bro, if you get all that weight going forward, nobody can stop you. The second thing we have to do is just, of course, get your motor going a little faster sometimes. When one thing we talk about with him, just feel. When I say motor, not saying he out of shape or nothing like that. What I'm saying is, when guys, with offensive linemen, first thing they're gonna do when they feel Sweat, they gonna anchor.
Yep.
They feel that big 300 something. Well, I'm not gonna put it weight out there.
Don't do it. He took 300 plus. Yeah,
300 plus. When they feel all that coming forward, that's no way they finna just let him bull. So they trying their best to anchor. And I always tell him, you have to get a timer in your head, because I said, I don't want you to get pressures. I don't want you to get just hits on quarterback. I want you to get sacks. And that's one of the things that I constantly talk to him about. Like, get a clock in your head when you're on your bullet rush. Just get a clock, and it should be 2 seconds or 1 with you, because you're so big. But when you bull rushing guys, being able to get that motor going in your head that, all right, I know I'm finna knock him back. Nah, get off and go make a play. So, man, it's been fun to watch his growth. A guy who want to be good, and honestly, man, he loved to learn. Like, he always asking questions and
always asking questions. He didn't want to put his weight out there.
Nah, ain't no need. just know he working. And he in shape.
All I know is I said to Jim Wyatt, I think he's listed at 366 or something, whatever it was. And Jim said, I think it's north of that.
And guess what? The main thing is the man can move.
That's the incredible. Like, when you go stand on, like, if you go up close and watch these guys, and you watch a man that big move as fast as that, I mean, it's incredible.
No, it's serious. It is serious out here.
You know what else is serious? Big Jeff's dislike of offensive linemen, but he does like Peter Skoronski, that's for sure. He talked about him on RK Dub this morning.
A guy who I think he's one of the best guards in the league. He's strong as heck. Like, sometimes I'll be trying to bull rush him, and it's just like, this man, he's really strong. So, and that's Peter, man. Like, I honestly believe, and I don't really like offensive linemen like that. But my teammates, I'm gonna give them their props. But a guy like Peter, man, like I feel like, I don't know if it's because, of course, like we always talk about it, it's Nashville, it's a title, it's a little market, but I think people really need to watch Peter this year, and not just Peter, our whole offensive line, but like I've just been watching Peter since he came in as a rookie and seeing his growth, man. Like, it's tremendous. It's like I love his game, and now it's just like he's got that confidence. He even talked a little smack to me this camp, and I wasn't expecting it, and that's just I feel like, where I came in as a leader and as a defensive lineman on his team to help him get that out of him, because it's just like when you press this guy like Peter, it's like he got it, but it's something that he's not letting go. And when I tell you this camp, I just saw a different side of Peter, and even guys like that I really went against, like Dylan Radins. I thought Dylan was a great guy for one, but then when he comes to the football field, he's grimy, he's gritty, and he have got so much better. It's crazy because you be like, man, I'm finna beat him on this rush or whatever. Maybe I got this rush in my head, and they'll shut it down. And that just, that shows growth for our offensive line.
That's some good stuff from him.
Hey, man, listen. We try to tell y'all got to listen to all the shows, man. I remember when they were in shells out there, and the first thing I came back from the first day we had an opportunity to see them practice is Peter Skoronski is not going. It was like Big Jeff was testing him, and he was pushing back, dog. Mm-hmm. It was like, no, you the big bad wolf, I got to stand up against it. And he did it all the way through camp, and that is so good to hear that he earned his respect, man. That's dope right there, man. Second-year guy.
I think people just keep forgetting about the appendectomy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that was big.
Severe weight loss, still trying to play through it, trying to play bully ball too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not this athletic pulling stuff that they're doing this year.
Right.
So we have not gotten to Jim White comparing the rosters from last year to this year positionally. We'll try to get to some of that when we come back. But we also have a parlay for Saturday.
Yeah, buddy.
And we do have an intro. So if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, or Twitter. Or Twitch.
Twitter, please.
I messed that up so bad. Anyway, if you want to hear the intro, make sure you turn on the radio for a second when we come back. 3HL1045 The Zone. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Shout out Matt Stillwell. I'm a Vol for life, y'all.
There you go.
Let that play a minute. Zeph Dog.
Come on, man.
That ain't bad.
What?
Matt Stillwell.
Nah.
Oh, you had to work that in there. Gonna party like it's 98.
Every time. You ain't talking about nothing if you ain't working that in.
Holy cow. So we flew out to that game, Tennessee, Florida State National Championship game. Me and my guy Todd Mayo, who worked in sales at the time. I was at 1510 at that time. We went out to the game, and we're messing around before the game. And as we're walking in, about to walk in, we noticed a Mexican restaurant across the street from Sun Devil Stadium. So we went over there to see what was going on. And there were a million Tennessee fans in there. And we all did shot of tequila and then walked in at the same time.
That was real.
It was real.
I liked it.
It really happened. True thing.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
615-737-1045 at the HL 1045. When we left, we went up and back in the same day.
Yeah.
And so, they chartered a plane, and it was like a UPS plane. I'm like, oh, my gosh, what are we doing? Us and the packages going to Arizona.
You got to get where you got to get.
So it was snowing in Nashville when we left. We landed in Tempe, Arizona, and it was at the time at that airport, you would get off the airplane onto, the tarmac and walk in. So it was 72 and sunny or something. It was incredible. What a trip.
That's a feeling right there.
It was a trip.
There'll never be another feeling like that until now.
Well, wait, before you get to that, I'm kind of leaning toward...
no, I'm talking about us winning.
West Virginia. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I was saying until the Vols win another national championship, and that's on the way.
I'm sorry that I got in the way of that.
Don't you worry. It'll still be there when you get back.
We are now leaning toward West Virginia over Penn State, or plus 7.5. Why?
Because Zeph?
Well, the Pat McAfee show, I believe, had their live show there. And, West Virginia schools closed down schools, I believe, today because of traffic issues from the live show. So
West Virginia's in. I already knew about West Virginia in openers. I don't, it's a crazy environment and all that stuff. You factor in Penn State coming in there?
It's going to get even crazy.
And listen, West Virginia's got a quarterback, y'all, that you will be talking about. Plus 7.5. Lean in there, lean in Florida. Haven't made those bets, though, to be honest, there. It is X Golf Friday, and we want to give you a chance to win a $50 gift card to Experience X Golf. Be caller number 5 now to win. 615-737-1045. Transform your golf game at one of their 2 locations, Nashville or Murfreesboro. They're in Bellevue. Bellevue and Murfreesboro. Play, train, or entertain at the most innovative and accurate golf simulator experience in the world. To learn more, visit playxgolf.com. You will not hear the Parsley intro if you are watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
But if you're listening on the radio, here it is. There it is. It is the Parsley for Saturday. Kids and people Saturday in the back, again, Saturday.
You already got the Friday. Now it's time for the Saturday because we ain't going to be on the air Saturday. Now, here we go, people. Clemson and Georgia. I'm taking Clemson plus 14.5. Tease that just a little bit. That gets you minus 156. Virginia Tech coming down on West End. Clark Lee, the Fighting Lees. I'm riding with you. Tease you up a little bit, though, but I'm riding with you. Plus 15.5. Vandy. I'll never say I ain't riding with you.
Why did you go over 15?
Because maybe they get to 14, then something weird happen. That little hook might help. Somebody might go for 2. Then something weird could happen. Minus 148. That's
Vandy
what it
does end up with weird scores somehow.
Man, that's why I got you. West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
Penn State is coming to Morgantown. And they already gave Morgantown, West Virginia Mountaineers 7.5. I teased that up to plus 10.5. Get you minus 148. Now, Miami going to the Swamp. One of my good friends, man, Bubba. I know you love Miami, but I'm going with the Gators plus 3.5. Gator Mike will be loving it. Shout out Corey Brewer.
So take that up from 2.5 to 3.5.
Yeah, tease it up to 3.5. That gets you minus 142. Miami, Ohio, at Northwestern. This is the game, y'all, that Yora said if one was going to get you, this would be the one.
I did.
I went money line Northwestern. Mike Wright, bring us home, baby.
Former Vanderbilt quarterback and 3HL fan Mike Wright.
That's right.
By the way, Northwestern Stadium on the river. I mean, the river.
No, on the
Lake Michigan. I mean, you could throw a rock in Lake Michigan from this stadium. Can you imagine in a couple months what those people are going to be dealing with?
That's why they got to play before it get cold.
When the winds come rolling off Lake Michigan, right straight into that stadium.
Yep.
Man, all right.
Notre Dame.
Northwestern money line.
This is the one I got circled right here. I've been having this one circled. Notre Dame at Texas A&M. Picks Texas A&M early in the week. Then I was thinking about it. Riley Leonard, man, with Marcus Freeman. I like them. And then the black ball popped in. Nope. Can't go against them. Can't go against this coach. I'm going Texas A&M money line. That'll get you minus 152. Your overall will be plus 1967.
What a year, 1967.
Hey, man, that right there, that's how you get paid, man.
All right.
It's in. Y'all better get with it. Run me my money.
We will be broadcasting live on Monday, on Labor Day. We will be here for y'all 3 to 6 to check in on all of the things that happened over the weekend. And it'll be NFL game week, Titans game week, all of that coming up on Monday from 3 until 6 o'clock. Y'all check out Dawn Davenport, 2:30 ESPN, right. Colorado State at Texas. She'll be on the sidelines for you in $1,000 cowboy boots. That's it, man. Have a great weekend. Watch a lot of college football, and we'll reconvene on Monday. Listen to the Zone all the time. By the way, you can catch that entire Big Jeff interview with RK Dub, where you get your podcast. Download the RK Dub podcast and rate, review, subscribe. Coming up in just a little bit, we've got high school football, Brentwood at Brentwood Academy, Will Bowling, and Brad Hopkins on the call. Y'all, we appreciate you, including us, in your day. We do not take that for granted.
Nope.
Have a great weekend. Good night. God bless.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be you unless you're with Tajay Spears, Traylon Burks, or it's football time in